In a sea of dreamers, hopefuls, and first-timers, two main event veterans are threatening to make another run at gold. Last year's third-place finisher, Benjamin Pollak, looking for improbable back-to-back final tables.
It's not about the stack you have, but your ability to survive in the tournament, so I know it's a long way to go. Maybe something better than last year, we'll see.
While 09 champion Joe Cada could do the near impossible and win his second main event bracelet.
You just don't know what's going to happen. There's so much unknowns in poker. You could go from small stack chip leader out, so it's your job as a poker player to always adjust and play what's best suitable to the table.
As day 6 begins, with new faces trying to stake their claim to 8.8 million.
It looked like it was going out there.
Everyone is watching two proven heroes and their runs to the final 9. It is day 6 of the World Series of Poker main event. Plenty of sharks are circling the final table, but not that one. Longtime pro Eric Pollak starts the day in great position.
Back when Eric started playing, he couldn't have dreamed of making day 6 because there wasn't a day 6.
Benjamin Pollak walked this walk last year.
I haven't final tabled a 2-table sit-and-go go in 6 years, and this guy might go back-to-back? Jeez.
Kelly Minkin's been down this road before, too.
She knows the camera is there, yet she is pretending it isn't there. There should be a name for that.
I'm Lon McCarron, along with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton. On this big day at the Rio, Joe Cada is at one of our featured tables.
Does anyone in poker dislike Joe Cada? It would be like disliking an ice cream sundae.
Shannon Shore's a little low on chips, but has the talent to run it up.
Oh, that's what they say about me, a little low on chips, except they leave out the talent part.
And the start of day 6 chip leader is that man, Harry Berkovich.
The Romanian-born Israeli has been here before. Second top 100 finish in the last 3 main events.
Just 96 players remain. 4 million chips is an average stack. The storm-driven power failure has been fixed. All is right for day 6. There is Australian poker pro Alex Linsky with pocket 9s pre-flop, a raise and re-raise all in front of him. What to do with pocket 9s? If you answered 4-bet cold all in, you're right. Barry Hutter folded, so Onion Sekularich at risk.
The Serb had pushed with 18 big blinds left.
All right, here is the flop. Jack high 2 spades. Linsky still good with the 9s. Turn card 4 of diamonds. One last shot for Sekularich to keep his main event alive.
Gotta have a king or queen.
The river is another jack. A great run out for the Aussie. Norman, did you know that down under pocket 9s are actually pocket 6s?
What are pocket 6s?
Pocket 9s, of course. Sekularich's 15th career World Series cash worth over 66 grand.
He might be the last sleeveless player at this main event.
We've got a new chip leader with nearly 12 million. Welcome Alex Linsky to the top shelf.
Harry Berkovich is no longer chip leader?
No longer the chip leader. Alex Linsky is top dog, second player over 10 million. John Sin, who nearly made the final table in 2015, sits in 6th place right now.
Don't sleep on Jan Mock.
Over the years, there's been this obsession about being the chip leader. Bill has a huge lead. Charlie retakes the chip lead. Diane now is the top stack. But Norman, does it really matter? When is the chip lead significant? Do we have to dial it back a little bit?
I've never personally had the chip lead, so of course it doesn't matter. But if you want a little more analysis than that, here's my theory on the chip lead, and it's been crafted over the last 2 decades in this booth. It doesn't matter. Chip leads come and go like Kardashian boyfriends. Is it better to be the chip leader than the short stack? Duh. But can it be a burden? Absolutely.
All right, so if I have this right, you're saying if you've got the chip lead, lose a pot or 2 and drop down to second or third?
That might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But according to my theory of the chip lead being a burden, yes, I do recommend that, until you get heads up, obviously.
Here is a rundown of the day 6 featured table by seat order. Kelly Minkin returns with a near average stack. Benjamin Pollak, 3rd place finisher last year, has chips. He is in seat 7, so that should be a lot of fun. There is the French native Pollak, whose success last year in the main event made going out in public a little different.
This success was super special, you know what? Because it was on ESPN, because a lot of American people saw me do that, and I received a bunch of messages warm messages from American people. It was like super. Can I try to respond to all of them? And yeah, I mean, it was super intense. And even on the streets in Las Vegas, like I've been to a restaurant with my friends to to celebrate my victory. And like even on the cheesecake, there is like congratulations and chocolate because the cooker saw me. So that's pretty fun.
The 35-year-old does not practice engineering anymore. He doesn't do magic anymore except during blackouts, and he doesn't play like Phil Ivey. Benjamin actually runs very deep these days in main events.
Yeah, he's had a nice run the last 12 months. On Vivek Rugani, 29-year-old pro from India, who raises to 450. He left 10,000 behind.
Well, this is his third World Series cash this summer, all in events with 6,000 plus, and he probably left 10,000 behind because we're coming up on a pay jump, I believe.
Ah, that is right. So if somebody busts out elsewhere, he could jump up to the next pay level if he's still in the hand. So Pollak with ace-jack of clubs. He's won like $3.5 million since his third place finish last year in the main event. He's going to play the 450,000 chip game.
Everyone at this table looks like they're planning a casino heist.
On the button is Ricardo Souza, wondering if his king tray is worth 450,000 chips, but he does fold. Kelly Minkin gives way. Frederick Brink in the big blind with some paint.
He owns a restaurant in his hometown. He worked there starting at age 14 as a dishwasher, then a waiter, then a chef. And then at age 22, he went to Copenhagen to play poker, won a bunch of money, came back and bought the restaurant, where I assume they have very slow service, as we all await his action here.
Likeable Danish pro will play the 450,000 game with Rugani and Pollak.
Rugani with 10,000 behind. That should get him a meal from All-American Dave.
Rugani likes the action. Here is the flop, 5-7 jack, 2 spades, top pair, top kicker for Pollak, but a gut shot for Rugani.
Bluff shove.
No, it's checked to Pollak.
Pollak will not be checking here with top pair, top kicker. Yeah, and after he bets, Brink will have time to plan his winter menu.
450,000 again. Brink does fold.
Tough part.
Good luck, buddy.
Tough part.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Big decision.
I can show you my cards before your decision even. Yeah?
Tough part, bro.
Pick one. Choose one.
Rugani with 2 chips and a chair.
Both the same?
Both same. Maybe, but you will see, I guess, huh?
I don't know what's the situation over there.
I don't know if it's a pay jump or not.
I think it was 91. So. All right.
There is the call all in. Rugani needing help to stay alive.
Come on.
9 balls for the boom. Poker boom. If I win this, India gets a poker boom.
Okay, if it's a 9, none of clubs, please. At least.
Turn card, another 5.
No 9 ball, no poker boom.
9 ball corner pocket.
Rugani's been surviving with a shorter stack the last couple days.
I need my one time.
The river card
Never used it.
is the 9 of spades.
Boom! Boom! One time. It's the poker boom time. I win this and it's a poker boom in India.
$1.5 million for Rugani. Look at his face light up. He just might make that pay jump after all. The 9 of spades on the river, the prettiest card in the deck in India. It's a main event that reminded the world that poker is alive and well. The second largest field in history, now under 100 players, which means the current price for losing all your chips is almost 78 grand. Win the ultimate last longer bet, and 8.8 milli is yours. There's Clayton Fletcher, a very funny comedian from New York, holding top pair in a straight draw. His opponent, Baz Delat, in the hat with aces up.
Delat, 29-year-old Dutch-born former tennis player.
River card is a blank. So aces up for Delat are good here.
He's got to feel pretty confident that his hand is good in this spot.
Fletcher is checked to him.
He's looking at that board like it's a Scrabble board. It's just Jack 9-8, Ace 4.
Galat with almost 2 million behind. Fletcher with the bigger stack.
Clayton Fletcher recognizes the sounds of silence from his comedy act.
Galat won an Aussie Millions event earlier this year. And he says all in.
I tell you, back in the 60s, no one would push all in against, say, Red Fox or Shecky Green. Stand-up comedy was a different game then.
So now Fletcher with his big ace with a tough decision here.
Yeah, Clayton would still have 50 bigs if he folds here. And if he calls, he will not have a healthy stack anymore.
Well, right now, playing with those lavender chips worth 100K each. And here nope, they're going back in the stack, and that's a fold.
Well, good fold from Clayton.
Galat up to almost 5 million. Clayton with a look of maybe I was had by the pro, but I still have a strong stack. Bas Galat living in Malta, one of those poker havens a lot of top players have migrated to.
Oh, there are no 7-Elevens in Malta. I'll stick with Silver Spring, Maryland.
You get a look at the dwindling field here inside the Amazon room. In that field, Randy Lack, a 40-year-old from Houston, Texas, playing in his first main event with a decent stack and a healthy attitude.
It's day 6. It's unbelievable, right? This is living the dream. Thank God for my wife who's at home watching the kids and letting me be here and enjoy. You got to be at 20 million at the end of the day, so it's a lot of things have to go right.
Finally, I got a good sleep because I was too tired yesterday. I just went to the room and slept. Lost a few pots, but still have a good stack. I usually don't keep any expectation in any tourneys, so that I play without pressure.
Nick Mannion from Muskegon, Michigan. I was actually a mailman 10 years ago. That's back when the post office was going through the hardships. They just laid a whole bunch of people off. So I played for fun at the time, and then getting unemployment didn't cover the bills. So I got really good online fast, and here I am.
Probably did.
Thinking of $8 million and being within 60 people. It's just unreal being able to play for that much money. It's just all a free roll from here, from how it's been going. So however it goes, it goes.
Randy Lack needs help. He called all in with an open-ender and a flush draw against Peter Campo. Here we are on the river.
Lack with 14 outs to stay alive.
The river card. Lack gets there. A big double up with Broadway against the big stack.
It's a huge hand for me. I'm sorry. I hate when people do that, but I have to do that in that case. Oh my God, dude. I mean, it's just such a big board for me.
3,545,000.
Peter Campo takes the hit in stride, and Randy Lack has nothing to apologize for.
I mean, you got to get one, right?
He put it all on the line with one card to come, and now we'll sit down to over 100 big blinds. Elsewhere, Jeff Trudeau with just pocket fives shoved on a scary board. It's paired with 4 diamonds and straightening cards. Now Arm Zobian with a huge decision.
Wow, Trudeau with the board paired, without a diamond in his hand, holding just pocket fives, effectively bluff shoves here for 2.7 million. And this would be for about 1/3 of Zobian's remaining stack.
We don't have info on Zobian's cards, but safe to say he beats pocket fives here. And he does give up his hand.
Let's go, baby.
Got it through, baby.
Wow. Amir Vahidi used to say, in order to live, you must be willing to die. What a play from Trudeau.
And everyone gets to see what Trudeau was up to. Zobian still with a better than average chip count after that fold. Likewise for the gutsy Jeff Trudeau. What a moment out there in the field. A daring all in, and the fold he wanted. Jeff Trudeau shakes up his outer table as he climbs to almost 6 million chips. What a moment for Florida's Jeff Trudeau, a big river bluff that is sure to define his image for the rest of this tournament. 89 players remain on just 10 tables here in the Amazon room. Back to our featured tables. Blind on blind. Bracelet winner Ivan Luca from Argentina with pocket eights. He's got Vivek Rugani in the big blind. Luca with a much bigger stack.
Luca has cashed in 3 straight main events.
Luca with the raise to 240,000.
Rugani sitting on 18 big blinds. Rugani, where he's already used his one time, of course, that makes every decision more harrowing. I had already used my one time before my second honeymoon, and that ended up costing me dearly.
Rugani's got an ace and a short stack.
All in.
Yeah, he's all in. Luca makes the call. Rugani with 1 overcard to Luca's eights. Pretty much what Luca was looking for.
No more one time. No more one time. No more one time. This is not worst time. This is just ace of poker boom. Good game, bro.
The fate of India's poker boom rests on this run out.
Vivek Rugani all in again. Here is the flop. Rugani hits his ace, but those spades don't sit well with him.
Hold it. Hold it. No spades. Red, red.
A red jack.
Red. One more red. Red. It's coming red.
Red for the poker boom.
Red for the poker boom. Yes, it's right.
For the poker boom.
Yeah, poker boom.
Black for the poker crush.
The river card. Oh, the fickle 9 of spades. The flush sends Rugani to the exit.
Poker boom. GG. Good luck, guys.
Poker boom goes bust. Nice run.
He did ladder up to 88. Ivan Luca with a strong stack. He'll be dangerous going forward. Born in Punta Alta, Argentina, Luca is #1 on his home country's all-time money list.
His first World Series cash was his bracelet win in 2015. He beat a field of 2,151 in a $1,000 no-limit event. The final 2 tables there included Chris Moorman, Bertrand Gros-Pellier, Jason Kuhn, and Antonio Esfandiari.
We'll keep it here at the now 8-handed featured table. Kelly Minkin, now the one with pocket eights under the gun.
I think jean jackets snuck back in and out of style without my knowing. And frankly, I've never been comfortable with the whole rest your glasses on your head thing.
Slightly below chip average now is Kelly. She's going to raise it up to 190,000 with a pocket pair. Brink with ace-4.
He played poker as Frederick Brink Jensen for 10 years. That's his name. Then he got married. His wife and he wanted the same name as their kids, so he took her middle name as his new middle name and made his middle name his new last name, so now he's Frederick Rydell Brink.
Wow.
Yeah, to get another reason not to get married.
He 3-bets. Normally a 3-bet from his position indicates strength, but it's a weak ace. Around to Luca now.
With king deuce off, but he seems to be concerned that he forgot to DVR Wheel of Fortune tonight.
He falls from the cutoff. Button, small blind, and now the big blind. Sousa has some cards and looking for camera time, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad he waited to build up the suspense before looking at 9 deuce. Look at your cards promptly, please.
He does fold, so now the re-raise back to Kelly Minkin with that pocket pair.
She gets re-raised a lot because she has a rep for raising with a wide range, so she's used to this.
Kelly Minkin, because she has that reputation, knows how to handle people playing back at her.
Oh, she couldn't handle me if I played back at her.
And there is the call. For the pocket pair, Brink with ace-4.
No, and they both recheck their holdings, and guess what? They haven't changed.
Oh, wow, they have now. Brink has the strength he was repping pre-flop and more.
Well, 2 aces on the flop make it less likely your opponent has an ace, so Kelly might think her 8s are good here.
Minkin does check to Brink. He took control of the pot pre-flop. Now he bets 335,000.
Well, 2 aces on the flop make it less likely your opponent has an ace, so Kelly might think her 8s are good here.
You already said that.
But I thought you might not have heard me.
Well, I'm actually paid to hear you, sir.
Okay.
Mencken giving this some thought with those pocket eights and does finally fold. No playback.
Nice fold.
Frederick Brink will stack the chips.
You know, frankly, I've never been comfortable with the whole rest your glasses on your head thing.
You already said that.
Just testing.
Thanks.
Brink won an EPT event in Madrid in 2015. He is familiar with the artful nature of the late stages of a big tournament. Every table has its share of high-flying poker savants, but like all main events, scattered in between are players just on the run of a lifetime. At one of the featured tables, Tony Miles sits with an above-average stack. Utah-born poker pro hasn't had any big tournament scores, but with just 87 players remaining, no reason to believe this won't be his first.
He went to the University of North Florida. I believe they are the Ospreys. Plays mostly cash games in Florida, and lately a lot of pot limit Omaha.
Tony right now in the small blind with ace-jack facing a raise to $225,000 from former chip leader of this main event, Harry Berkovich, in the middle of the table. Harry had a deep run in 2016, finishing 34th in this main event. And Tony will come along with a call. Heads up. And Tony catches an ace to solidify his strength in this hand. He checks to the pre-flop aggressor, poker 201.
Mentioned Berkovich once had the chip lead. He smartly then lost the chip lead. To get that chip lead, though, you got to attack pots, sometimes with squadouche on a stick.
Indeed, he did miss, but continues. Poker 201, same course, by the way. $350,000 from Berkovich.
We don't offer Poker 201 at the Norman Chad School of Poker. We do all non-strategy courses.
Exactly how you play the game.
Good for you.
Miles just calls, which Harry hates to see. That's Poker 202B, the summer course. 5 of spades on the turn. Miles checks again.
Berkovich hoped he'd pick up some equity on the turn. He did not, and he checks.
Tray of spades misses Berkovich. Probably a good thing it did.
Well, Miles figures the water is safe now, and he will dive in with his hand.
Ace is up. Worth $875,000 from Tony Miles.
Berkovich is left with 8 high and a graying beard.
And he does fold his cards, and Tony Miles will take that pot.
I won't say anything else because I don't want to repeat myself.
Stress-free pots do build stacks and confidence. Flop top pair, no bad runouts, collect the chips. Tony Miles is getting the hang of this main event thing. There's the bracelet the remaining 85 players are gunning for. Not easily attained with this massive starting field of 78-74. First place over $8 million. And remarkably, someone left in this game who knows what it's like to win over $8 million in the main event. 09 champ Joe Cada in seat 1 with about 6.4 million chips and pocket jacks.
Cada, no one-hit wonder. He won his 3rd bracelet earlier this summer.
30 years old now. And he's going to raise it up to $190,000. The blind's at $40,000 and $80,000 with a $10K ante.
Tony Miles went with a Steph Curry outerwear selection on day 5. Goes with Russell Wilson today. And by the way, notice that Vladimir Surtsev, 2 miles left, already had looked at his cards. We like that. We love that.
Surtsev, the 29-year-old Ukrainian engineer with pocket 7s on the button. He does call for $190,000. The blinds get out of the way, so we're heads up, Surtsev and Cada. Cada, steady as she goes type of player in this main event. The flop gives Surtsev a set of 7s, and even better for him, no overcards to Cada's jacks.
The Lon McCarron Memorial hand goes crashing to defeat on the flop. And actually, this would be a seemingly safe flop for Cada to bet.
And he does bet. $225 from each player. Turn card now. 4 of clubs. That straightens the board even more. Cada checks this time.
Cada decides to slow down, though it's unlikely Surtsev would have a 6 in his hand unless it was pocket 6s.
Surtsev checks back with the set. 6 of clubs on the board completes the straight out there, ruining Surdsev's set of 7s. They would chop a showdown. Cada checks.
Yeah, what an unfortunate run out for the Ukrainian. Same thing happened to me at 7-Eleven 3 years ago.
7-Eleven?
Yeah. I was there to get a cherry Slurpee. I'm 5th in line, and by the time I get to the front of the line, they had run out of cherry Slurpee.
First world problems.
I don't care what world it was. I wanted a cherry Slurpee.
Well, Surdsev, Slurpee or not, decides to bet 795 grand. Why not?
Yeah, he's going to try to push Cada off the 7-high straight on the board. And, he's rubbing a hand like he could have pocket 8s. He could have 9-8 suited, 8-7 suited. I think Joe will end up calling this.
Yeah, Joe would have to put him on an 8 exactly, and Cada does fold.
Man, he gives it up. Pocket jacks finds another way to lose.
I like the bet with the chop in play. I'm not happy he did it against Joe Cada.
Nice play for him.
Cada eyeing his Ukrainian counterpart suspiciously, but he retains a strong chip count.
I think Joe Cada just aged 21 years, 357 days, just thinking about that river bet.
But it's good to see Cada still in the main event. Let's check back in with stand-up comedian Clayton Fletcher, now with about 6 million chips. Clayton says his childhood was anything but ordinary.
I had the most ridiculous childhood. My father was a jazz musician, and my mother was a poker player. So I had the only 2 parents at the school meeting wearing sunglasses.
Not gonna give them to you. You gotta win them fair and square, buddy.
When I first moved to New York many years ago to pursue acting, I realized that the reason I was doing theater was because I like to hear people laugh. So I just said, well, go right for the laughs, and I've been doing stand-up ever since.
Remember what it was like growing up with a mother who's a poker player? And she's like, Clayton, did you drink my wine? No. She's like, I call.
Trying to be in the entertainment field as a career is a really difficult endeavor. So I figured I should also gamble professionally. Made sense.
Do you have anything?
I drive a motorcycle. I've done skydiving. Like, I'm the kind of person that wants a thrill. And there's no bigger thrill in the world than playing for $8.8 million in the World Series of Poker. Many times people think that making people laugh is sort of my edge, but that's not the case. There's 8 other players at the table plus the dealer. That's 9 people, which is much bigger than my usual audience size in New York.
Well, let's see the man play. The turn is out. All low connecting cards. A paired board, 2 hearts. Fletcher with pocket kings. His opponent, Richard Robinson, with a gut shot.
Robinson, 35-year-old Floridian. In stand-up, Fletcher has to take the temperature of the room. In poker, he has to take the temperature of each player at his table. They're both tough propositions.
Fletcher just check calls that paired board.
Robinson can't like that.
River card is another small card, but not the one Robinson wanted. Fletcher checks again.
This is Robinson's 3rd top 100 finish in the last 6 main events, and right here he's left between a rock and a hard place. He can't win at showdown, and he probably can't bet Fletcher off his hand.
He's gonna try. He moves all in.
Wow. Robinson bluff shoves with 30 bigs left.
And a quick call with the kings. A nice pot for Clayton Fletcher. He gets all of Robinson's 4 million chips.
Well done, Clayton Fletcher. In stand-up, you either kill or you bomb. Clayton just killed it. And Robinson just committed poker suicide, also known as blufficide.
Clayton Fletcher over 10 million now, one of the top stacks in this dwindling field. He has become a day 6 force.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh yeah!
Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
Well, if you're enjoying that, there's a good chance you're not playing in the main event. 12 to 14-hour days with little room for rest, but a wickedly rich reward in the end. Average stack among the 82 remaining about 4.8 million. Shannon Shore, well known in the poker world, but a reduction in playing time has shown a reduction in 6-figure scores as well. His last one coming in 2014.
And actually in 2014, Shannon climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. His life has been changing. He's engaged to Joy Foster. He's often thought about leaving poker. It'll be interesting to see where he is in 5 years.
He just opened raised at the featured table with Queen Jack offsuit from the cutoff. been folded to Tony Miles in the big blind. Tony with 10-6. And he's going to come along.
Defending with 10-6 off, not in any of the poker literature I've read. Jonathan Little, where do you stand on that?
There's the flop. Jack 6 king. 2 clubs short with middle pair in the best hand. Miles bottom pair and backdoor clubs. He checks.
Yeah, I don't like the tapping of the finger on the arm check. You could just be scratching yourself.
160.
160,000. Shannon Shore with the best hand.
Now see, Tony Miles should have mucked the hand pre-flop. Now he gets a piece of the flop, so he's going to call and lose more chips. That's what I call the Mickey Rourke syndrome. One mistake leads to another.
Totally agree with you there, actually, and it scares me a little bit. Tony does make the call. Turn card now. Shannon Shore in control, and he stays ahead with that 7 of diamonds out there. Another check from Tony.
Yeah, he scratched his arm 3 times. I'm not sure if he checks. He just might need some fast acting to acting.
Shannon checks back now.
Don't know why he slowed down there. I'd say pot control, and that sounds good.
King of diamonds, no help to Miles. He checks.
Don't get me started.
No one's going to get you started. Sure. Now with 600,000, 3/4 of the pot.
3/4 of the pot value bet? I love this game, Lon, but I do not understand it.
Well, Tony Miles trying to understand what Shannon Shore is up to.
Nice hand, Shannon.
Oh, sounds like he's going to fold.
Miles wisely cuts his losses.
Shannon Shore is one dangerous player with chips. He's ahead of the average, and he knows how to use those chips very well.
Shore says he does yoga and also can juggle. I don't think so. You can do one, but not both.
Over 5 million is Shannon Shore. What a rush it must be for the remains of such a monster starting field, and for Spaniard Vicent Bosca enjoying the glow of his first ever cash at any World Series event and turning trip queens. But sad to say, Kao Seichao has a bigger queen.
P-Town in the house. Seichao, 44-year-old, landscaper by day, poker pro by night.
With a bigger queen. And a check raise from Seichao now with that bigger queen to 680.
Tough spot for the Spanish pro, who started his hand with just over 20 bigs. P-Town always has the nuts, or near nuts, or nowhere close to the nuts, but probably the best hand.
Sorry. 680.
680 American. Cash or chips only. Take your traveler's checks to the bank.
400,000 more to make the call. That is 4 lavender chips. They are in the middle. Bosca pays to see a river card. 9 of spades guarantees that Seichao's 3 queens are the better hand.
Seichao, born in Laos, says if he won the main event, he'll pay off his mom's house and try to help needy children back in his native nation.
Seichao says all in, which of course would put the shorter stack Bosca all in.
You know, you hate calling off your chips. But if the Spaniard folds here, he is left with just 11 big blinds. I don't think he can fold.
You just never know with a paired board. Dark clouds abound.
Good luck.
Good luck to you, sir.
P-Town always has it.
P-Town does have it, and Vicent Bosca is done with this main event.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Payout 447.
Bosca's first World Series cash, a career high for him. Well played. Such a cooler. Kao Seichao, the beneficiary of that hand. One man's cooler is another man's heater. He has nearly 6 million chips now. The cold reality of the main event. Sometimes your best, sometimes your second best. Back after this. There are not too many more iconic views than the Strip in Las Vegas. Welcome back to the main event. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton. As the field has shrunk below 80 players now, the average stack 5 milli. Let's get back to that outer feature table where Joe Cada is seated. Joe open raise from the button with King Queen. Vladimir Surtsev with Jack 5 suited makes the call for 120,000 more.
From the big blind.
Cada has Surtsev out-chipped by about $1 million. But Surtsev with the best of that flop, top and bottom pair. And Surtsev checks.
Surtsev outflops Cada again, but Joe naturally will put in a C-bet. He's got a gut shot in 2 overs.
250,000 from Cada. And Surtsev just calls with jacks up.
Very casual call. He's got Joe Cada right where he wants him.
Turn card. Cada comes up empty. He's a 10-1 dog here.
Ukrainian is going to lead out this time.
The engineer bets 340,000.
Surtsev is aging the kid fast.
Oh, Cada reaching for lavender chips. 100K each there, Norman.
Oh, I forgot the kid is all grown up. He's going to bluff raise.
Yeah, Cada's raise is to almost 1.2 million.
Raise 1.175.
Wow, what story is he telling? And Surtsev seems okay with that.
No, I thought he might come back over the top, but maybe he's looking to trap Cada.
Cada not happy right now. 3.5 million in the middle. River card. Oh, wow, that 10. Cada is very happy right now with that straight.
I guess that's how you become the youngest main event champ ever, the lucky stiff.
The straight comes atop a golden barge on the river for Joe Cada. It's checked to him, and Cada says all in.
Oh, I wouldn't have shoved there. I would have gone with a half-pot size bet. Heck, I was making half-pot size bets when Cada was still on a paper route in Shelby Township.
Oh, wait, you don't even play No Limit Hold'em.
Hey, back off. It's called creative license, pal. Surtsev is confounded here. If he calls, he's gone.
Well, what may be a fly in the ointment for him is Cada's raise on the turn. Why would he do that then? Surtsev with a nice fold.
Well, I don't think Vladimir knew what Joe had, but that was a really good fold. He knew to fold.
A nice pot for the kid. Joe Cada chipping up here on day 6. He's up to almost 7.4 million. Well, you can watch the biggest live events in poker throughout the year, including the World Series of Poker, World Poker Tour, Super High Roller Bowl, and more, exclusively on PokerGO. Subscribe today at PokerGo.com. Main event bracelets sitting front and center as if the $8.8 million first prize was not enough encouragement.
Whoa, dig those threads.
Oh, Martijn Garrits from the Netherlands bringing the sartorial splendor to our feature table. Martijn living in Malta, which sounds like a great place from everyone I've talked to.
Everyone you've talked to? You just talked to people at Stone's Gambling Hall outside of Sacramento. None of them has been to Malta. Most of those people haven't even been to Sacramento.
We have maps. We have maps. Oh, Garrett's with pocket jacks facing a raise of 230,000 from Ivan Luka with a suited ace.
He's like half hef, half Liberace, half area rug from a 70s group house.
That is the most perfect description you ever brought forward. Garrett's with a 3-bet with the jacks to 700,000. Benjamin Pollak with ace queen of hearts.
Pollak with his 3rd deep main event run in 6 years.
3 6-figure scores, such he finished 3rd last year in the main event, and he is going to 4-bet it to $1,350,000.
That's a frisky 4-bet.
And now, wow, back-to-back-to-back, Jordan Christos with pocket 10s here, and he folds.
Yeah, you wait an hour to see pocket 10s, and you can't play them.
Wow, that is amazing. So much action in front of Christos there.
What is Souza waiting for before he looks at his hand? It's ridiculous.
He has taken his time. Folded around to Frederick Brink in the small blind. He gives it up. The big blind, Mark Zullo folds as well.
Luka wasting no time, mucking ace-9. And they meet again, ace-queen versus jacks.
Garrett started the hand with a stack well below average. No 3-bet fold here.
Yeah, just 20 big blinds behind. I think he's got only one move here. Hidey-ho!
All in.
There it is. Pollak can't fold now.
That's for about 30% of his remaining stack. He will go with it.
How much?
2,735,000.
Yeah, Benjamin put himself into a corner. And there is the call. Garrett's officially at risk with jacks against ace-queen.
You said all in.
I kind of knew what you played.
Huh?
I kind of knew what you played. I knew we were flipping almost always.
Really?
Yeah, you were afraid for his stack.
Okay.
If you make it bigger and he hits you crush, that's too expensive. Okay. So you made it cheap.
There we go. Garrett's at risk. 2 hearts out there. Pollak with 2 overs and a flush draw.
Yeah, that flop quieted Garrett's.
Benjamin with 14 outs twice. That's not one of them on the turn.
Garrett's looking to dodge an ace, queen, or heart.
What a sweat for both of these players. The river card is red and a king, but a diamond. Garrett's fades trouble from start to finish to earn his double up.
If you made it bigger, I would have folded.
Okay.
Pollak not only has to lose, he has to listen to how he could have won the hand.
No worries.
I was not happy, but I mean...
Martijn Garrets with almost $6 million to advance at the main event. You've got to win a race or two. Garrets takes that one. His return trip to Malta is on hold for the moment. Back in Las Vegas, that highlighted dollar figure, the current bust-out consolation prize. Next step, a 6-figure score. We go over to the stewing Jeff Trudeau. He of the superb river bluff with pocket fives a while back. Now facing a river bluff shove from Laurinus Slavinskas. Trudeau himself with only ace high.
Is there a special promotion today on bluff shoves? It's day 6 of the main event. But Levinskas has picked the right spot. Trudeau only has ace high, as you said.
What a polarizing decision. Lose and be left with $1 million. Win, have $11 million. Fold and be under average.
We saw Trudeau make the hero bluff earlier with pocket fives. Is he really thinking of making a hero call here with ace high?
Hero bluffs? Haven't heard that one before.
Well, now you have.
And there is the call. Wow, what a call. Levinskas had it all on the line, and now he is gone.
Trudeau did it. He did it. What I just saw, I cannot believe, and I cannot believe what I just saw.
79th place for Levinskas. He did everything he could to win that pot, but Trudeau has opened the eyes of his table mates here on day 6.
And he's now got a top 3 stack.
Yeah, he knows those key decisions can make or break a deep run in the main event. Well done again. Back to our featured table. Blinds up to 50 and 100K, a 15,000 chip ante. Kelly Minkin has the action, and Kelly Minkin has ace-queen. Kelly Minkin has a short stack that's all in.
15 big blinds for her.
Folded to Mark Zulo. Zulo has ace-king. Kelly's getting a customer.
Yeah, he's got her crushed. Zulo has cashed in 3 straight main events. Graduated from Baldwin Wallace University. I believe they are the Yellow Jackets.
All in.
And the 29-year-old comes over the top, all in. Button and blinds fold, so Kelly Minkin now at risk, and she is dominated, trying to keep her main event alive.
Well, Kelly has said, quote, I'm gonna win. Well, she needs to get lucky and win this if she's gonna win.
It's been a struggle lately for Kelly to get and retain momentum in this main event, despite her top 100 status right now. All right, here is the flop. Minkin flops a queen to grab the lead.
Minkin feels the burst of adrenaline. Zulo feels the pain of disappointment.
Zulo, the one in need right now. Kelly needs to find 2 clean streets to get her double up. There is one.
And now only a king would send Kelly Minkin home.
Zulo already prepaying the double up. The river card. Wow, trip queens equal double up for Kelly Minkin.
The case queen.
I didn't need it.
Oh, but she needed a ton of luck there to stay alive.
Kelly with $3.3 million working her way back up the hierarchy. She will not find herself in the top 10, but just being alive in the main event is good enough for now. Jordan Fox nearing $16 million. The talented Jeff Trudeau at $11 million. At this year's World Series of Poker main event, eliminations are rising, while survivors are at a premium. Now, on day 6, just 76 remain. An eclectic field of amateurs, pros, comedians, trailblazers, and champions. All vying for $8.8 million and hunting the bracelet.
Going for the goal, baby.
Not gonna give them to you. You gotta win them fair and square, buddy.
Amid the laughs and camaraderie, it's time to get serious.
That's dirty. Check your blood pressure.
And survive.
Still got it.
7,874 players started this odyssey, many just hoping to make the top 15% in cash. The 76 remaining players have far surpassed that, becoming part of the 1% with a shot at $8.8 million. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton as day 6 of the main event continues. Kelly Minkin hoping to best her 2015 finish.
The next time a lawyer in a jean jacket sits down at your poker table, you might want to go play blackjack.
Benjamin Pollak coming off a third-place finish last year.
They say the girl from Ipanema is tall and tan and young and lovely. How about this fella?
We take the journey to another feature table where the 2009 main event champion is holding court. Joe Cada, the talk of the main event.
At 21, he conquered the poker world. Maybe he thinks he has to conquer it each decade of his life.
To an outer table where we find Aussie Alex Linsky. He is stacked with nearly $14 million.
If Linsky wins this year's main event, he'll move into second on Australia's all-time money list behind Joe Hashem.
Linsky currently second on the chips of the active players here behind Jordan Fox. Jeff Trudeau in third. He made some bold moves to get there. He looks like a real player.
Joe Cada looking for poker immortality again. Can you be re-immortalized?
Let's jump to an outer table where there's a small in and call. In the green jacket, Stefan Uber at risk with just 5 big blinds and ace-8, called by James Obst in the gray hoodie with ace-king. Here is the flop. It's rainbow, no 8 for Uber.
Obst, 2017 bracelet winner, like Linsky, an Australian chasing Joe Hashem. Uber, 32-year-old Swiss pro.
The turn card. Uber looking for help. It's another jack. Obst still in control.
Uber still looking for an 8. Hey, this is going to be on TV. You don't have to film it.
Uber comes up empty.
Payout 431.
And he'll look for directions to the nearest payout cage. You see the current payout, almost $92,000. James Obst over $5 million. He finished 13th in the main event a couple of years ago. Also a World Series bracelet winner. All right, to our featured table. Here's the lineup. Kelly Minkin in seat number 1 with Benjamin Pollak in seat 7. But it's the Argentinian, Ivan Luca, who's got the big stack here.
Jordan Christos is tough in seat 8. Army vet Peter Campo is likable in seat 4. But as I always say, fear the open seat in seat 3.
Kelly Minkin with another strong main event showing. Her payout will launch her to over $1 million in live tournament winnings.
Now, I've played with lawyers who often do court business from the table. I'm not sure I want to be repped by someone who negotiates plea bargains between check raises.
Folded to Minkin on the button with King 4.
I don't like King 4 on the button. And frankly, King 4 on the button doesn't much like me.
No, she's hoping just to take down the blinds at Andy's worth $270,000. There is Frederick Brink, Danish pro, restaurateur with King 9 of hearts.
He might want to re-raise here because he knows Kelly often raises light. A 3-bet could end things.
And it does make it tough for Kelly to just take down the blinds at Andy's with her reputation. Brink will tag along with the discount. Peter Campo, 8-7. He gets a further discount. Kelly in trouble.
Well, let me tell you, if Brink 3-bets, Campo's gone, and Minkin probably would fold her legal tent.
Ah, you're right. Trey 4-7, top pair for Campo, middle pair for Minkin. Brink has the action, he checks.
Campo should bet here. You don't want to check and see a high card peel off. It's like when you're in the market, if you see that ripe avocado, don't walk by it and make a mental note to come back to it. It might not be there later.
That makes absolutely no sense.
In your world, maybe.
Campo bets 325 with his best top pair.
See the butterfly effect here? If Brink 3-bets pre-flop, hand is over. But he didn't, so now Campo flops the best hand, and now it'll cost Minkin more chips because she flopped the middle pair. Actually, in poker, we call that the moth effect.
That makes absolutely no sense either.
In your world, maybe.
A call from Kelly, Brink folded, turn card's a queen, no improvement for Kelly Minkin.
This whole main event could tilt on the fact that Brink did not 3-bet pre-flop.
That's one big moth. A check from Campo. Kelly with a Tony Miles check. 10 of diamonds on the end. Campo with the best hand.
Yeah, Campo from Waterford, Connecticut, was in the Army 3 years, and he is comfortable. His pair of sevens is best here.
Yeah, reaching for chips. This time betting 575,000.
And Kelly capable of raising, calling, or folding.
Yeah, that would be her 3 options.
That's what I just said.
Kelly needs to learn the fold button maybe a little more.
For sure.
Here is the call. She guesses wrong. That's going to cost her a third of her chips.
Yeah, boy, Minkin must have thought Campo was bluffing on the flop because she couldn't beat much on the river.
Campo has been pretty steady as he goes in this main event, up to almost 6 million chips now.
Kelly will make it up away from the table. No double billing some poor sap.
For the second time in her career, Kelly Minkin is the main event's last woman standing. We didn't make a big deal about it when she did it in 2015. We didn't make a big deal about it this year, which is quite a contrast to main events of past years when the last woman standing received extra recognition. Norman, what gives?
Evolution of the game, evolution of the culture. Well, I can't speak for Kelly Minkin. My guess is that she just wants to be recognized as a poker player, not as a female poker player. Down to 1 woman remaining, play on.
Well, how about giving extra recognition to the last woman standing? Would that improve female turnout at the main event?
If I thought it would make a difference, I'd shout Kelly Minkin as last woman standing from the roof of the Rio. Well, actually, I'm afraid of heights, so that's not going to happen. The thing is, there are efforts now to get more females into the game, and seeing more women play the main event and win some bracelet events would be a great step forward.
Did we just make a big deal about the last woman standing? Yeah. All right, let's keep the feature table on the front burner. Martine Garretts has open raised with a weak ace. Folded around to Kelly Minkin in the small blind with the biggest ace.
She's down to 18 bigs. It's go time. Does that make sense to you, Lon?
Complete sense, sir.
All in.
Yep, there she goes. Over $1.8 million, all in for Kelly Minkin. Back to Garretts.
Garretts moonlights as a luau host in the poker off season.
He will fold, and Minkin will pick up a few chips and keep her main event alive. Kelly now with almost 2.3 million. There you see the payout ladder, almost 92 grand going to those eliminated right now with $8.8 million up top. One of the more interesting characters still in this main event is Portland's Kao-Se Chow, born in Laos, came to the U.S. as a child and has made his mark as a landscaper and poker pro.
Shortly after he was born, war broke out in Laos, and his family fled to Thailand before coming to the U.S.
Kao is also all in with ace-king, but he got called by Alex Haro with queens, a huge pot of over $10 million.
Haro, 32-year-old co-founder of Life 360, a family networking app.
All right, here's the flop. Se Chow at risk. And ace in the window.
Right in the window. Horse. Right in the window.
Getting out flop, not on Haro's top 10 list of things to do today.
Anyone fold the queens?
Pocket queens looking for a sister. All right, with most of his chips at risk. Turn card. No help to Haro.
I don't know if the dealer is going to be able to squeeze the river card into the community board box. I know Se Chow is all in here, but if the last card is outside of the boundary, it's a fouled hand. We start over.
One time. Let me use my one time.
The river card.
Queen.
The Cow is ready for this double up, and he does get it.
All right, what was the total again?
Haro with a big payoff. Kao-Se Chow, a 10 million chip man right now.
Se Chow celebrating, but that 4 of spades hit the out-of-bounds line. They should review this.
The 44-year-old Portland resident is deep stacked and ready to rumble.
Muy famoso.
Monster hand, and Haro falls below 2 million chips. Cal say chow with a big double up. P-Town still in the house.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh, yeah.
Wheels are coming off. That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
Welcome back to the main event. Every hand so critical at this point as the bracelet seems more attainable with each passing hour. It's okay to give it a passing thought, but the promise of big riches can paralyze you, and when you start playing scared poker, well, that's when you're in trouble. Here's Jordan Fox, top dog of the remaining 70 players, getting some congrats from his girlfriend. And his dad Joe finished 100th in the 2015 main event. Earlier, Joe Stapleton caught up with the leader of the pack.
So I'm here with Jordan Fox, who is the current chip leader. Jordan, your dad said this is your year. Do you believe him?
Absolutely. From the beginning of the summer, I just felt like this was my year. I didn't play the main event last year after playing 6 in a row because I just wasn't feeling it. I fell out of love with poker for a couple years and just kind of got it back, and it's on an absolute dream run. It's amazing.
What did you do for the years you took off from poker?
Just did everything in life that wasn't involving poker. I don't know. I played since before I was 21. But so it was a lot of years of poker and stuff like that. So I had a great year in 2015, and then it all started to go bad, and I just took some time off, and now I'm back, and it feels incredible.
And if this deep run continues, will it be more time off, or are you back in poker for good now?
Yeah, no, I'll probably fall back in love with poker. We might be getting back together. Poker and I.
Poker, you and Jordan are getting back together, and I'm going to tell everyone. Love you, poker. He loves you.
Certainly a great feeling to be chip leader on day 6, but having the chip lead at the end of this day, not necessarily a recipe for success. Just 2 of the last 5 day 6 chip leaders finish in the top 5. All right, let's head over to our secondary featured table to check on one of our bigger stacks, Tony Miles, with over 9 million. Tony's life has taken a dramatic turn in recent years.
Very similar to Greg Merson. I've had an addictive personality. I've struggled with alcohol and other substances. The past 2 years have just been based on recovery, based on growth. It's just been really amazing. You know, I appreciate that portion of my life because it really makes me appreciative for what I have now. Good fall, buddy. I've been focused on trying to be kind to everyone I meet. I've just also been making really deep interpersonal connections with people. I think it was your turn to win one. I have a really amazing support system. They've given me second chances, and I'm really grateful for it. I've recently gotten into meditation, and I'm really into health, nutrition, being positive. You know how people say take it one day at a time? In poker, I just try and take it one hand at a time. And I just feel very blessed.
Back to the action. Tony opened the pot with pocket tens, got called by Vladimir Surtsev with king-queen, and Nirat Rian with 6-tray.
6-tray.
6-tray could be a monster if fed properly. A set for Tony, but wow, Surtsev flops Broadway.
Yeah, in my home game, Rian would have to leave the table now and take his cards with him.
Miles has the action with a set of tens that could be in big trouble. He bets 380,000.
Well, here the 29-year-old Ukrainian engineer, just with 25 bigs left, with a club draw out there, he definitely wants to get it all in right now.
First main event cash, first World Series of Poker cash for Surtsev. Just calls with Broadway. Now 6-tray folds.
Surtsev does play a trapping style.
Turn card now. 7 of clubs.
Neither player has a club lawn.
We can see that.
How about the folks who are listening to our radio simulcast?
There is no radio simulcast.
Man, you are so technologically ill-informed.
Tony Miles. Oh, I thought that was a check with a little finger there, but no, he bets 975. You never know how Tony's going to check.
Well, we have not seen Surtsev take aggressive lines with big hands. He's either been cautious or trying to trap. And of course, here with that third club out there, that's got to worry him a bit.
Yeah, it feels a little penned in here, flopping the straight, but this guy he's playing with, betting the flush. Saw Surtsev have trouble when Joe Cada bet the turn in kind of an odd way. He's not going anywhere. Surtsev makes the call.
Now remember, if the river card touches any part of the community board box boundary, it's a fouled hand and we start over.
Another 7. Runner, chicken dinner for Tony Miles.
Tony Miles living large. Big flop, bigger river.
Now with the full house, which has to be disguised the way Tony's been betting.
All in.
Wow. Going for it all.
Surtsev's got to be sick. We saw him in sort of a similar spot against Joe Cada when Vladimir flopped 2 pair. Cada made a straight on the river, put Surtsev all in, and he correctly folded in that spot.
Surtsev straight is no good here.
Yeah, if he folds here, he is left with just 12 big blinds. Possible flush out there, possible full house out there.
He is disgusted, but he does fold correctly.
Wow, another main event saving fold from Vladimir Surtsev. Very impressive.
And almost 2 million new chips coming to Tony Miles after that fortunate run out.
Tony Miles had to stop playing poker for a while. He was in detox for a couple of months, and he says, it makes me appreciative for what I have now. Well, what he has now here is a very big stack.
Absolutely. Watch out for Tony Miles. Let's get back to our main featured table. Peter Campo has pocket 7s playable, yes, in the big blind, but he's seen a shove from the table short stack Jordan Christos with ace-queen of hearts.
Christos, 31-year-old artist, musician, poker player living in Las Vegas.
And Campo needs about $1.4 million to call. He does just that.
Campo risking less than a quarter of his stack.
Good luck, brother.
Some things in poker gotta change. Wishing your opponents good luck before the run out needs to stop. You don't want them to have good luck. You want them to lose.
Christos looking for help, trying to win this race. Here's the flop. Campo hits a set, but that 7 came with 2 hearts on its shoulders.
Well, Peter, you gotta wish him better luck now.
Third card pairs Christos, but it's of no use to him.
Christos still looking for any heart other than the 7.
Queen.
The river card, the 4 of diamonds, and Campo's set of 7s will carry the day, and he'll absorb the remains of Jordan Christos' chips.
You sure? I'm out?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Good game, guys. Good game. Nice grinding.
Yeah.
Good luck, Brad.
Nice one.
Thanks, bro.
The polite thing here would be to wish him good luck in traffic driving home.
That's it, man. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. See you back there.
Flop a set, river a full house. It worked for Tony Miles. Flop a set, dodged the flush. It worked for Peter Campo as the field further condenses at the 2018 main event. Mario Mosbeck, a.k.a. youthful Ashton Kutcher, is no longer with us. Nice run, sir. We're down to 66 players at the main event. Average stack almost $6 million. Jordan Fox continues to lead. At the featured table, last year's third-place finisher Benjamin Pollak just 3-bet with pocket 6s. Ricardo Sousa, the short stack at this table, is in the big blind with ace-king.
Play has been faster this year. Sousa, though, trying to turn back the clock.
Third main event for this Brazilian. He is all in. Action back to Ivan Luca, who got this hand rolling by raising with King-Jack, and he's out of here. Back now to Benjamin Pollak.
So now Tall and Tan has to make a decision for about a third of his chips.
Sousa has not played a lot of hands. Pollak has to give him credit for something strong.
Well, Pollak's got less than 30 bigs left in his stack.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. With a pocket pair, though, he's leaning towards calling. There is the call. Souza on the hook now with ace-king against the sixes.
Yeah, Benjamin will like it now. He gets the race he wanted instead of facing a bigger pocket pair. And the Frenchman now a slight favorite to bust Souza.
Yeah, Pollak trying to knock off this 41-year-old Brazilian businessman. This is his first cash at the World Series.
I lost the first one. I know you're all in, but... Okay, let's chop it up. Chop it. We chop it.
All right, Souza at risk. And there is an ace for Souza, winning the race against the pocket pair so far. And Pollak seeing a flop that he dreads with those pocket sixes. Turn card, Queen of Diamonds. So Souza one card from a double up here on day 6 of the main event, or a brutal bust out, which will scar him for life and perhaps make him give up poker.
You just convinced me to give it up.
The river card is a 4. Souza is safe and happy and a bit healthier in chips.
And Tall and Tan is down and depressed.
Yeah, brooding mood after that one for Benjamin Pollak. And Souza enjoying his poker run of a lifetime. Souza up to almost $4 million. All right, let's get out into the field, and I spy Tony Miles out there, move from the featured table zone, but we're destined for another table out there. Catch up with Michael File, and oh my, he's got pocket kings. He open raised to 210,000. On the left is Alex Linsky. He called on the right. Brent Ballantine with pocket queens. He 3-bet all in for $1.5 million. And now we have Antoine Labatt in the big blind with aces. And he just calls.
How much was it? There was an aces, kings, queens hand between George Washington, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton at the Constitutional Convention in 1787.
Really? Who won?
Well, actually, I forgot to mention that Benjamin Franklin was in the hand with 6-5 off, and he made a 9-high straight.
File with a lot of chips. Labatt, though, is the chip leader at this table.
All in.
And he says all in. Linsky folds immediately. And with aces, yeah, Labatt calls, and he's got a chance for a double knockout.
Look at this. Wow.
Aces, kings, and queens.
Hey, you're going to spike it. 2 queens.
No, I want 2.
What a hand. The odds of this happening are about 1 in 25,000.
Now, with your math skills, I'm assuming the odds are actually 1 in something else.
Yeah, you're probably right. Pot of almost 17 million total. 2 spades and the flop. Only Labatt has a spade.
Ballantine thinking, why me? I had queens. File thinking, why me? I had kings. It doesn't look good for queens or kings.
Both Ballantine and File facing their main event demise. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Labatt on the verge of a monster stack.
Ballantine by far the shortest stack of the 3. Labatt the biggest stack, sitting in the catbird seat. He barely has File covered. File's got to have a king or he's gone. Ballantine's got to have a queen or he's gone.
The river card is the 10 of diamonds, and the rare double elimination is complete. The pocket aces of Antoine Labatt hold up. My goodness.
All right, let's move them on out. Let's clear all the deadwood and riffraff. We've got a main event to play. Seat open. Actually, seats open.
Seats open. Ballantine 66, File 65th. Both pick up almost 109 grand. And there's Labatt with a giddy smile on his face. He is the tournament chip leader. Well, if you're going to get knocked out of the main event, might as well make it memorable. Aces versus kings and queens, making Antoine Labatt the man to beat. Two more main event victims into the Vegas night as aces hold versus kings and queens. Wow. We head back over to the secondary featured table, headlined by 09 main event champ Joe Cada in seat number 1. Vladimir Surdsev to Cada's left with pocket 9s. Ukrainian raises all in for almost $1.25 million. Harry Berkovich in the middle of the table, king, queen of clubs.
One-time chip leader has more than 100 bigs. King, queen suited, an easy call for the Israeli.
And that's what he does. He makes the call. So He's in the small blind. The big blind folds. We are heads up. Surtsev at risk, but he's got the pocket pair already.
I've seen pocket nines versus king-queen suited all in 75, maybe 76 times in my life.
Which hand usually wins?
How am I supposed to remember that?
Here's the flop. Oh, a set of nines for Surtsev, but in the process, Berkovich flops the joint, a king-high straight.
Casino Royale's got nothing on this main event.
Wow. 4 of hearts on the turn. 3 more outs for Surtsev is the best that can be said about that.
Well, Surtsev needs the board to pair or he is gone.
And the river card is another 10. And Vladimir Surtsev finds his tournament-saving full house in the nick of time.
Yeah, Surtsev finally gets a friendly river. He deserves it.
Berkovich lucky to have that big stack. He can afford to pay off Vladimir, who now has 2.7 million chips. Still in the game, still with a chance to win that top prize of $8.8 million. All right, let's get over to center stage. Average stack now in the room, 6.1 million. Main event rookie Nick Mannion is at this table. He has raised it up with ace-8. Kelly Minkin with queens.
Former mailman tangled up with a former and future lawyer.
Mannion with a stack of 7.5 million. Kelly, 3-bet in progress, makes it 675. Kelly maybe finally able to get a little traction at this table at the expense of this main event rookie.
Mannion, 35-year-old from Muskegon, Michigan.
But he's going to give up his ace-8.
Good fold. He doesn't want any part of Kelly Minkin out of position here.
She keeps fighting as she knows she must do. Kelly told us earlier she's loving every minute of this main event run.
I feel amazing. Like, I'm having such a good time. It's exciting to have the cameras follow me from an early point in the tournament, not from the point of oh, there's 5 women left, let's see how deep, who's the last woman standing. Now it's oh, Kelly Minkin's making another deep run, let's see if she can win it, and I'm gonna win it. So I feel amazing.
Among the top female finishers this year, Poker Hall of Famer Barbara Enright, the only woman to ever make the main event final table.
Karma will get you.
Yeah, that's what my karma's paying off right now. Just for being a good person now, hopefully. Can you tell if I'm being sarcastic right now?
I don't know, yeah.
Guess we'll have to find out. If I bust, then you know the answer.
You'll bust at some point. Or you know.
If you win, you don't.
120.
You just end it.
Do you need to be wearing a jean jacket to be part of this conversation?
Yeah, I think so. Folded to Kelly, Queen Jack.
I'll be honest with you, I don't like real lawyers. I don't like TV lawyers. I don't even like lawyers in comic strips. Kelly's all right, though.
Raise to 260 from the second shortest stack at this table. Ivan Luka on the button. World Series bracelet winner from Argentina.
People always talk about the next poker boom, Lon. Let's start with no pre-flop decisions longer than 5 seconds and see how we do.
Not a bad suggestion. Luka now living in the UK. Hates to give up his button, prime position, and he does indeed. Garrett's folds, Benjamin Pollak in the big blind. King of spades, 8 of spades.
Pollak founded a poker club at his engineering school. Just once could someone found an engineering club at a poker room?
You're just shy of 2 million, right?
That's target 2 million exactly.
Here is the flop. Top pair for Pollak, a big whiff for Kelly Minkin. Benjamin checks. Kelly, always aggressive, will continue into the C-bet abyss.
Well, in legal terms, the continuation bet is called continuationis ad collegenda bona.
Oh. 280,000 back to Benjamin. Got the best hand here. Unfortunately for Kelly, that big blind has a king, and there is a check raise to 575.
Oh, the mini check raise. In legal terms, this is called take it that. You rarely see people check raise marginal hands like this, but kudos to Benjamin. He's understanding that Kelly is being Kelly.
Well, Kelly, stubbornly undeterred, makes the call.
Well, she's going to float this flop, looking to sink Benjamin later with some shimmy sham.
Tray of hearts. Kelly now drawing dead, and she's got to do something to minimize the damage or pull this one off. Pollak checks again.
He has played this hand oddly. He might have just raised the flop small to give himself a chance to get away from it if she re-raised. And I thought he'd go all in on this turn card.
Is your staff one more time? Thank you.
13.
Kelly's going to fire again, $500,000 this time.
Kelly, that's 500,000. Action on Ben.
All in.
Pollak says all in, another check raise. And Kelly gives it up quickly.
Very nice. Pollak sniffs out Minkin's move, and he's just wearing jean shorts, not a jean jacket.
Pollak with the fortunate flop to extract chips from an aggressive Kelly Minkin. Minkin's bluff winds up costing her again. Her chips now in the stack of Benjamin Pollak, who sits with $3.5 million. Sometimes the bluff works, sometimes it just doesn't. Oh, look there at Joe Cada's main event championship banner. He defeated Darvin Moon, heads up to win over $8 million. This year, he's trying to do it again, but this time, it's impossible for him to fly under the radar.
Sometimes I feel like I have a target on my back. Sometimes I don't. It all depends on who you play with. I mean, I've seen some hands this year where there's no doubt in my mind that there must have been a target on my back because I don't think they would have played the hand or re-raised me with, you know, the Queen 4 offsuit or the 4 5 offsuit or the 3 4 or whatever it is. So sometimes you do feel like the target's on your back and people are playing against you a little bit different or think you're always capable of bluffing, but it's your job as a poker player to always adjust and, you know, play what's best suitable to the table.
People thought Joe was very lucky to win in 09, but he's added a second and third bracelet, and now this deep run, that's a lot of luck.
At his table, Shannon Shore sits, folds. And now action is on Art Koren, a 30-year-old German pro living in Australia with ace-queen. He's all in for over $1.6 million. Cada is next to act.
This would be for about a quarter of Joe Cada's stack.
Cada with the pocket eights, checking the stacks around him.
All in.
And Cada moves all in to isolate Koren. And now the button, Ubaid Habib folds. Barry Hutter, the big blind folds. Koren at risk, ace-queen against the eights.
Joe never loses a flip, right?
Koren arrived late today. He went to the hospital because he was having a ridiculous pain in his ear.
I know exactly how he feels every time I work with you.
That's why I'm asking.
Good for you.
Yeah, of course he's going to win. Give him 2 hours. You're still going to lose.
Cada, nice steady run.
You had 9s.
Pocket eights here ahead.
You had 9s.
Here's the flop. Cada still ahead, but a Broadway draw for Koren.
Sweat.
9 of clubs.
Jack of clubs.
That's bad for you. More bad for you.
Obviously.
Oh, you got to call it so it doesn't come.
I'll take a jack of clubs. Jack of clubs? Jack of clubs 1 time.
Turn is a 6.
That was boring.
Better chance.
Yeah, but
you got to add 2%. You don't know? You stand up, you add 2%.
If you stand up, it does add 2%. That's a smart man.
I was talking about it on the I know, I'm talking about the river.
Koren looking for help right now. And the queen gives it to him. He scores the winner to double through Joe Cada.
It's the main. I have to do everything I can.
It's all because you stood up. The 2%er helps.
Cada not always a luck box. He did fare very well with pocket pairs at the 09 final table.
Well, he smiles and pays off Art Koren. Koren with a little breathing room, 35 big blinds now.
He's big blind.
Well, you can watch the biggest live events in poker throughout the year, including the World Series of Poker, World Poker Tour, Super High Roller Bowl, and more, exclusively on PokerGO. Subscribe today at PokerGo.com. To an outer table, short stack Ryan Rivers moved all in with ace-jack. Cao Se-chow with a big stack called him down with ace-jack of diamonds. The table folds to let them have their moment.
Free rolling. Diamonds.
You put them set them up. You want to set it up? Yeah.
I think I'm free rolling. Huh? I'm free rolling that.
You can make a cool flush.
It's okay. Yeah. He needs 4 cards. I need 3.
I'm an imbecile. I'd rather have 2 flushes possible here.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. I've already chopped 1 short all in. Let's go again.
And there are 2 diamonds out there.
Oh, man.
Sweating?
I'm not even going to look.
Well, Se-chow can't lose, and Rivers is the one at risk. He's got to sweat his main event here.
And it is the diamond on the turn. Boom! Cao Se-chow with the flush. Ryan Rivers knocked out.
147-2.
The diamonds are the girl's best friend. My lady needs some red bottom shoes. Hey, Maria Ho. Over there, she's holding the ace of diamond. Every time I walk by, I look at her, I go, diamonds are the girl's best friend, baby.
Maria loves it when people say that.
P-Town's in the house. David Lillard, don't leave P-Town, baby.
Cao Se-chow, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2018 World Series of Poker main event. Fewer than 60 players remain in the hunt for that bracelet. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton here at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino. Take a look at Rafit Palovich from Sweden with pocket tens. He won a bracelet last year. He was just 3-bet by Clayton Fletcher with ace-king, our last comic standing in the main event.
Do we have the same hand? That's the question.
I'm pretty sure we don't have the same. Maybe we have the same.
It's always possible.
It's true.
I'm not going to get a penalty for talking about
No. You're not saying anything about your hand. You want to play a big pot, right?
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to answer that question.
You're so confident. You feel speaking like you have the rockets.
I should tell you, I went to theater school.
Really?
I'm a trained actor.
That's also a comedian.
That's also true.
Palovich was 69th in the main event the year Joe Cada won.
Does Palovich have an axe to grind with actors?
Oh, hey, right?
Well, we got 2 big hands, 2 nearly identical stacks.
$2 million in the pot pre-flop. Here is the flop. Boom, boom for Fletcher.
You first? I'm not going to look, okay? I'm going to look at you, and at some point, you're going to have to look at the cards, because I'm not looking at them. Oh. You still haven't looked and you checked already? You saw that too, right?
I saw that.
$500,000.
Can I tell you what it is? There's an ace of hearts, ace of spades, and a 3 of spades.
It says boomerang on his shirt, but those chips are never coming back.
You gonna look at the turn, or you want me to tell you that too? Check.
Palovich keeps making the comedian laugh.
He loves the drama. You gotta give him that. All in.
All in.
Oh, this is for almost all of Palovich's chips.
4 hearts, but
He's got Fletcher covered by maybe 200,000.
Yeah, they both started with around $4.5 million.
just gonna take that off the table. Okay.
Man, you put big pressure on me. You know that?
How does it feel?
It feels, if I'm going to win the pot, it's going to feel good. Otherwise, not so good.
At the moment, the comedian looks dead serious.
It's a big hand for me. What's your name, sir?
My name's Clayton.
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 Clayton. Last name?
You're gonna Google me?
No, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
asking.
Do I have to tell him my last name?
If I lose the hand, I will know who I'm losing to.
Okay. My last name's Fletcher.
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 Are you a comedian? So you're good at acting, right?
Yeah. 2
Huh?
million.
I don't say I'm good at it, but I did take classes.
You put a lot of pressure on me.
That's what my psychiatrist says all the time.
Peter Lee called a clock.
When trying to get a read, people wonder, does he look comfortable? Clayton Fletcher looks pretty comfortable. He's talking very easily. So is Pavlovich ahead of Fletcher's comfortable range? Probably not.
And there is the call. Wow! Step by step, Pavlovich was led down a path of destruction by Clayton Fletcher. Just the river card to come. The 6 secures a full double up for Fletcher. Pavlovich's stack is decimated.
Yeah, I guess those 2 aces on the board hurt Pavlovich. He did not put Fletcher on an ace.
Clayton Fletcher with nearly $9 million now.
Gabe Kaplan finished 13th in the main event in 1991. Best finish ever for a comedian. Clayton Fletcher trying to eclipse that. But you know, Gabe was up against a field of 215. Clayton playing a much bigger room here.
This main event just took a serious turn for Clayton Fletcher.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh yeah!
Wheels are coming off. That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
A flurry of activity out there can mean only one thing. A pre-flop raising skirmish ended with Michael Dyer all in after a 4-bet shove. He's got 10s against the bigger stack of James Obst with aces. All right, here is our flop. And a 10 there for Dyer. He's rewarded for his pre-flop stubbornness. Turn card. Deuce of spades as Obst looks for a rare ace.
Dyer now on the verge of a massive double up.
The river card. Queen of clubs, and Dyer gets that lucky flop and gets a double up.
Dyer doesn't look like a fist bump type of guy.
But he is enjoying his first deep run here at the main event. Opes trying to better his 13th place finish from a couple of years ago, but this is going to be a tough hole to climb out of.
Dyer now a player, and that bad beat cuts Opes down to 13 big blinds.
Back now to our featured table. It has been folded to Kelly Minkin. She's on the button, and she has ace-10. She raised it up to 255. Brink with ace-king.
This does not look good for Kelly Minkin. I mean, on the button, a good hand. She's got under 20 big blinds left.
Brink announces he's got something. A re-raise to 715. So now back to Kelly Minkin. Yep, double-fisted, time to run with it. She's all in, and she is dominated by Brink.
And the snap call is bad news for Kelly Minkin. She survived earlier on day 6 in a similar situation, all in with ace-queen against Mark Zullo's ace-king.
And so Kelly Minkin, who has been struggling to find traction, she's been very aggressive, doing what she needs to do to pick up chips. But right now, all her chips about to go to Brink unless Kelly can find a 10. That's her best shot right now. The flop, and there's a king for Brink, but a Broadway draw for Kelly. Now she's got 4 outs instead of the 3 10s.
You got a smart rail. They know what to root for.
Yeah. Okay, Jack then.
Turn card, the 9 of clubs. Kelly's got to hit the river or she's out.
Yeah, Kelly Minkin must have a jack, or her main event is over.
The river card is another queen, and that will bring this main event to an end for Kelly Minkin.
Another top 50 finish in the main event for Kelly Minkin ends in disappointment.
We tried, got cooler.
The main event is a test of endurance, of patience, and especially of skill. But to make it through day 6 and reach the final 27, you also need a little luck.
Oh, lucky.
And you got to get one, right?
Are you a wizard?
The remaining 49 players know the formula. Now late on day 6, it's time to execute the plan.
Mama needs some red bottom shoes.
He loves the drama.
Bon chance.
The light at the end of the tunnel is in full view, and it sure looks a lot like $8+ million and a World Series of Poker main event bracelet. I'm Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton as we bring you continuing coverage of Day 6. 09 champ Joe Cada doing what he does best.
Must be nice to be best at running deep at the main event. Why don't you get a real job, son?
At our feature table, French-born Benjamin Pollak is doing what he does best.
Wait, this guy's gonna make the main event final table every year? Jeez, he's got an engineering degree. Why can't he get a real job?
Ryan Fan is to Benjamin's left, and if we forget his name, it's right there on the hat.
Yo, look, he's a Cowboys fan. I don't expect him to get a real job. All they can do is watch their team go 9-7 every year.
Let's get right to the outer table.
You want to show it one time? I'll show you one later.
Comedian Clayton Fletcher just folded to Kelsey Chow.
Good for the game.
Man,
Pocket aces, right?
you know what I got. You don't have to ask. Come on. I always got the nuts. Pete Town's in the house.
I heard that. I knew about Pete Town being in the house. That was well publicized.
Both P-Town and Fletcher comfortable with their chip stacks right now. In the gray hoodie is Aussie bracelet winner James Opes, who is facing his main event demise with ace-jack all in against the ace-king of Ming Shi. Here's the flop. An ace for both. Shi's kicker making the difference here.
You don't pack up after the flop. That's a tourist move.
Opes is on his feet, and a 6 there means Opes is down to his last chance.
Look at this. We've got one guy putting his backpack on and the other guy's filming his own hand. They both should be eliminated.
The river card is a jack, and Opes takes it to the edge before finding his saving card, and he will double up.
She takes it well.
It's the old stand up and put the bag on trick.
Keep fighting.
We're a veteran at that move.
Opes is a terrific player. 2017 bracelet winner.
Elsewhere in the field, we're going to catch up with Aram Zobian, a 23-year-old from Rhode Island with pocket queens. He called to try to knock out Canadian Chanrisi Kuhn holding ace-jack. And here is the flop. A set of queens for Zobian, only top pair for Kuhn.
You don't pick up after the flop. That's a tourist move.
Back here. Good timing.
Turn card. A paired board keeps Kuhn drawing alive.
Wait a minute.
A little Kuhn, pull, and Opst.
He needs a better full house. The river card, the 7 of spades. Kuhn comes up short, and his fine main event run is done. His 5th main event cash since 2012 and his best showing so far.
If I could go back in life, I'd just be the guy who wears white T-shirts. I'd be known for it. Makes life so much easier. Instead, I'm stuck at Ross, dressed for less, in the irregular section, trying to score a mispriced item.
They say that getting eliminated from the main event is the worst day of a poker player's year. And fair to say, Norman, we have seen tens of thousands of players walk out of the Rio with regret. But what about those I know it's going to happen moments leading up to the elimination? How should players handle that?
Funny you should ask. Here are the Norman Chad School of Poker's top 5 rules for how to act when facing elimination. Number 5, use your one time judiciously. You only have it one time. 4, do not start packing up before you're eliminated. That doesn't work. 3, do not tap the table and say, good game to your opponent. You aren't out yet. 2, don't take out your smartphone to order an Uber. If you win the pot, you'll have to pay a cancellation fee. And number 1, if the hoodie was good enough for the entire day, it's good for the river too. Do not disrobe.
How could you leave out calling for your cards? What kind of top 5 is that?
It's my top 5. Thank you very much.
So from Norman's top 5 to the main event top 10, Antoine Labatt leads the way with over 20 million chips. Zobian, who just made queens full, is second with 18 milli. P-Town on the 9th floor of this house.
Don't sleep on Harry Berkovich.
We saw Kuhn walk off to collect over 156 grand. A few more need to go before the remaining field gets a pretty good raise here. The 2018 main event. Here's our featured table, which includes the likable 34-year-old Ryan Fan, who's guaranteed his largest poker payday.
Yeah, when he started playing poker tournaments, all he ever wanted was a 6-figure score so he could start his own business. Well, he's got that here already, his first 6-figure score.
King Queen suited on the button, 4.8 million chips. Chip average about 8.2 million.
Why hasn't Sousa looked at his cards yet? Does he use a taste tester? Does someone else have to look at his cards first and see if they get sick?
The Brazilian rain delay is the 41-year-old businessman from Brazil, Ricardo Sousa, with pocket fours. Ryan Fan raised it up to 260. Sousa comes along in the big blind. Frederick Brink with pocket tens.
I did not need a taste tester when I visited Brink's restaurant in Sinnerud, Denmark. The Bakskuld was very good.
He is the big stack at the table. 35-year-old Danish poker pro and restaurateur, won an EPT event in 2012. And it looks like he wants to get busy with that big stack. A 3-bet in progress. He makes it $1.1 million.
Big 3-bet from Brink. He figures Fan was trying to steal the blinds from the button, but Fan has a legit hand.
King, queen suited on the button.
We saw that Fan wants to buy his parents a house in Vietnam. It's their dream to go back there. But to me, it sounds like George Costanza's plan, if he were to win the main event, get his parents out of town.
I'll call.
Fan calls for 840 more.
Well, now it's up to Sousa, so we have a little time. So let's congratulate the newest Poker Hall of Fame inductees, Maury Escandani and John Hennigan, and the recent Women in Poker Hall of Famers, Maria Ho and Lupe Soto.
The worst part about that, Norman, is Maury is probably going to want an extra shot per side now when we play golf. Sousa finally does fold. So it'll be Brink with tens, Fan with king, queen suited. Fan out-chipped by a wide margin by Frederick Brink. Here's the flop, a couple of spades. This hand is still a toss-up. Brink has the action.
Brink originally was a chef at the restaurant he ended up buying, and he says, honestly, he wasn't a very good one, but the Bakskuld I had was very good.
Now Brink with the best made hand. Those purples are worth $100,000 each. That's a bet of $1.2 million.
Fan cashed in last year's main event, 1,076. But you know, you tell people you finished 1,076 in the main event. That line doesn't work in most singles bars.
Now Ryan with 2 overs and the flush draw. And he wants it all, a raise all in. Quick call from Brink with the tens.
Fan shoved on the draw with 30 bigs. Brink started this hand with 100 bigs.
Good luck, man. Thanks, man.
So Fan putting it all on the line with a draw, but it's a monster draw as you see his outs up on top of the screen, and boom, the spade comes right away.
Hvor det sygt, han spiller den så dårligt, mand.
Yeah, that happened to me last week in Skanderborg.
Brink does have a few outs, though. Ryan Fan looking to fade danger on the river.
Now only a 10 or a deuce knocks out Fan.
The river card is the ace of hearts, and that does secure the double up for Ryan Fan. A huge moment for Fan as he jumps above the average stack right now in the midst of his finest poker hour.
What a pre-flop call.
Frederick Brink, not a happy camper. All right, let's get back to P-Town's table. Kao Se Chow sitting this hand out, but Ubad Habib just shoved into Nirat Rian.
Tons of chips over there. So many chips. No matter.
No matter. Why? Why you want me to bust you?
Look at your stack.
I had a lot of chips.
If I was you, I'd snap.
Rian with a top 10 stack.
I think you might have 8.
Tell you the truth. If I had your stack.
What happened?
Snap call, whatever you raise.
Okay.
Talked him into it. Habib with the best of it, going for the double up.
Wow. You want me to call him?
Habib talks Rian into it, but as they say, be careful what you wish for.
Rian from Jacksonville, Florida, going for the knockout. Here's the flop, Queen 10 against the King Queen all in. A Broadway draw for both.
But Habib in great shape for the double up.
You need my 10 and need your king. That's all I need.
Can you get spade too?
A 9 gives Rian more straight outs.
Wow.
I'm blocking the king.
My win, I think.
You see the outs, the river card. Oh, Habib is gone!
Wow. You made me call you. I don't know.
I would just take that pot without comment.
That's the second time he made you call.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Huge stack for Rian. Habib with his first main event cash. It's a good one, but still he's very disappointed. He got the call he wanted, but not the result. The cruel reality of the main event. Just about everyone leaves with disappointment, but everyone says they'll be back. Habib ousted by the river. Opes saved by the river. It is as wild a ride as you can imagine playing the main event. As the days add up, the pressure multiplies, even more so for the first-timers we have in the field. Still a few rookies out there trying to make their mark in the poker world. There is Nick Mannion. Right now, Nick sits with nearly $10 million. And then there's 28-year-old Brazilian businessman Paulo Gonçalves, who is not too far behind. But as they both know, it can all be gone in an instant.
I'm just calm. Sleeping well? Actually, I am. The game is not getting too hard on me, so it's cool. And the expectation is to wait until has a good hands and good positions to play, and play the game.
To start the day, I had 1.3, I think, and then I got down to 670 when I had the all-in with the sevens versus ace-king. It's just unreal.
Show Nick some support, playing the main event for the first time.
It's great. Gotta have support. Keep positive through the rough times when you don't get any hands.
I'm getting like a lot of messages. They are like, I'm rooting for you, come on one time and all. Like people from my country are going crazy for sure. Because this is the best Indian have ever done. Nobody has ever done day 7. So my plan will be to make it to the day 7. I want to make my country proud, India proud. Come on, let's do it.
Pressure day 1, day 2 was more than now because I felt like I was out of my element. Now I feel more in my element. I'm still running on adrenaline. Everything's great. I mean, I was being down the way I was down to 750,000 and climbed my way back up, right? So just put enough chips together, grind to the next day. And you know, it's a chip in a chair mentality. And for me, it's work.
Randy Lack, commodities manager, specializing in alternative energy, but right now channeling all of his energy toward the final table.
We saw James Opes score 1 double up, and now James looking for another. He's got ace-7, but Aram Zobian of the 20 million stack has pocket kings. Here is our flop. Rainbow flop, no immediate help for Opes.
The Australian pro in trouble again. Zobian, 23-year-old Rhode Island poker pro.
Turn card does give Opes some hope and outs with an open-ender.
Little sweater.
Yeah, 8 more outs for Opes.
Seems pretty fair.
Oh, Opes waits until the turn this time to pack up? That's still a tourist move.
River card, another 6. Opes is done.
Good playing with you, man. It's a pleasure.
He meant it was a pleasure knocking you out.
James Opes, a real solid World Series performer, out in 46th place here in 2018.
I've played with him several times. I have never had more chips than James does. He's good, I'm not. Does his second main event make Zobian a second timer?
Your astuteness may be unmatched, Norman Chat. Back to the main stage and to one of our few remaining players who have made a deep main event run before, last year's third-place finisher, Benjamin Pollak.
This is his 15th top 50 finish at a World Series event since 2011.
Pollak with trip kings on the flop. Bart Liebart, a Belgian pro, is in the dust with only pocket 10s. The pair of aces for Ryan Fan, also way behind. Liebart bet 275. The others come along.
Pollak slow playing his trip kings, in great shape here.
Turn card, the deuce of spades. Pollak still very strong. The others drawing to 5% equity. Pollak checks again.
When Fan got to the tattoo shop, they were closing in 15 minutes, so he said, all right, just do my right arm.
Check from Fan. And now Liebart checks. 6 of spades on the end. So you see Pollak 100%.
And Pollak finally going to act.
Needs to get some value for the hand. 425,000, Norman, that's a tiny bet.
Just a quarter of the pot, certainly inviting calls. Fan certainly might think he has the best hand here, and if he doesn't call, Liebart might with his 10s.
Fan with aces up. Much bigger chip stack for Fan than Pollak. Oh yeah, he's going deep. Those mini Frisbees worth $500,000 each. That's a raise to 1.5 mil. Liebart folds.
So stupid to bet this. So stupid.
Ben says he's stupid. Trust me, he doesn't know stupid.
Agreed.
I guess Pollak thinks Fan might have a better king. Fan was the pre-flop raiser under the gun. I would have snap called here, but if Benjamin does call here and he's wrong, he is left with less than 10 big blinds.
Wow, so it's a narrow range if he does put Fan on that other case king.
Pollak seems beflummoxed. And Fan looks pretty comfortable, or maybe he's just thirsty. And if I'm Ryan, I'm thinking, if he's taking this long to call me, I've got to have the best hand.
$3.5 million to start for Benjamin, about 2.7 million behind.
Aces, ace king, right? 2 hands.
Well, those are 2 hands Ryan doesn't have.
2 hands.
And Ryan now thinking, my goodness, he does have me beat. Fold, you hunk of an ex-engineer.
You expect me to for the king?
Yeah, I think he's going to reluctantly call.
He reluctantly folds.
Wow.
Don't show the camera for me.
I'm stunned.
What? Has it?
So you have to guess the other one. Like you already know what I have. Like you're gonna see it.
I'll try it.
But you have king queen. You fold the king queen? No way. Why would you fold king queen there?
A lot of factors played into that fold. Most of all, Pollak not willing to risk so much right now. Back into the field, North Dakota native, Florida resident Chris Moneymaker's stunt double. Ricky Pine all in on a 5-9-9 flop. He's got queens. Ming Shi holding just 6s has the action.
Pine, 40-year-old pro. And this is for almost all of Shi's chips. They have virtually identical stacks.
Pine awaiting his fate. It's in the hands of Shi right now. He does make the call. Shi maybe thought Ricky was bluffing a 9, but Pine has a real hand and is a huge favorite to double up.
Is that actually a Louis Vuitton shirt? Doesn't it break some sort of rule about the number of times it says the brand? Well, Pine in great shape here.
Ricky texting someone, I'm about to double up. Turn card now is a 6, and now Pine on the edge of main event extinction.
You have more 6? Are you joke? Anybody have queen? I'm not in there. I don't even know.
Pine's got to have a queen or a 9.
So long, I don't even remember.
The river is the 8 of hearts. Ming Shi gets quite lucky to still have a viable stack here. Ricky Pine becomes a day 6 casualty in 45th place.
He was 52nd in 2012. That's 2 pretty good finishes.
Ming Shi's 2018 main event just got a lot better. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. Welcome back to Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the World Series of Poker main event. We're down to 5 tables inside the Rio. Arm Zobian still in the lead. P-Town under the lights of one of our outer featured tables. Cal Se Chow with a bunch of chips. 17 million, Norman.
He cashed in the main event in 2016, 353rd, but says he played poorly when he got to the featured table that year. Wants to rectify that here.
Cal saw Rian 4-bet, but P-Town has the pre-flop nuts. Rian with 10-9.
One man has the goods, the other man has not the goods.
And here comes a 5-bet. We don't say that often, to 8.8 million. Coincidentally, that's top prize at this year's main event.
Well, the bad news for Rian is he's got 10-9 offsuit. The good news for him is this is a very easy fold.
As easy as it can be if you're near at.
P-Town has the nuts. Jayville, he lives in Jacksonville, Florida, has 10 of diamonds, 9 of clubs.
After a little saving face, he folds.
We're gonna see it on.
We're gonna see it on TV. Just show us the.
I always have the nuts.
You can show
Okay? Oh, you see on TV. You'll see on TV.
I'll tell you in like a half an hour.
You'll see it on TV. P-Town always have the nuts.
P-Town with a nice pre-flop pot. P-Town in the house.
P-Town's in the house. David Lillard, don't leave P-Town, baby. Portland, Oregon, baby. P-Town's in the house.
I heard that. I knew about P-Town being in the house.
You know what I got. You don't have to ask. Come on. I always got the nuts. I always have the nuts. Okay?
I believe it.
You'll see it on TV, baby.
You know, I see the Trailblazers on TV a lot. They never have the nuts.
Close by, two main event first-timers are clashing, both standing on the left. Houston's Randy Lack shoved King-Queen on the turn, hoping to take it down, but Michigan's Nick Mannion with top pair, one card to come. The river card is a 7. Randy Lack comes up empty. His first tournament ever is a 6-figure score.
Wasn't bad for a first tournament, so.
Yeah, nice one.
Lack's wife bought him in for his 40th birthday. That worked out pretty well.
Cool.
Nick Mannion. I was at the 2002 Eagle River World Snowcross Championship. I don't even remember him.
For players like Nick and Randy, the main event is an opportunity unlike anything else. The same is true for 34-year-old Ryan Fan.
I feel like I have the best parents in the world. Like, not because like they're my parents, but like they're the nicest people that you can meet. We move over here from Vietnam, and they have to leave behind like all their like their homeland and country to come to the U.S. here and to provide us with like opportunities. So I just want to return the favor.
He hates his haircut, so he's wearing a baseball cap. Heck, I should wear a hat all the time then.
Have you considered a bag over your head?
Lon, can I see you outside on the next break?
Ryan raised it up with ace-jack, folded to Benjamin Pollak in the big blind with a weaker ace.
Oh, Pollak performing a striptease. I didn't expect to see this, but I'll take it.
Have a look.
Well, I hope Benjamin doesn't look at an ace, because that would be trouble.
He does call for 190,000 more. Heads up now. These two guys clashed before. There is an ace for both. Fan with a better kicker.
This is trouble for Pollak.
He checks it to Ryan. Fan bets 425.
Pollak took a look from the big blind, and what he sees might be the last look he gets at a flop at this main event, unless he gets away from it.
One misstep against Fan cost him a pot. And now Pollak in danger of repeating that error here, and he does make the call. Turn card now, Fan in control of this hand, and even more so. Aces up, and Pollak drawing dead.
If he doesn't get out now, he's going to be out of this main event.
Another check from Benjamin.
Fan looking at Pollak's stack. About 10 big blinds left.
Pollak would love to get to showdown without committing any more chips. And that's enough to put Benjamin all in. A quick call, and Benjamin Pollak, drawing dead, has come to the end of his 2018 main event.
Insta call, insta gone. 2 mistakes against Ryan Fan cost Benjamin his main event, folding trip kings and calling here with an inferior ace.
Benjamin Pollak out in 42nd place, a tremendous showing, but when you back it up after finishing third the year before, yeah, you go away with a big sigh.
Good game, guys. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, nice run, man.
Graceful exit. The man can play.
Ryan Van Boos's chip stack to 12 million plus. Benjamin Pollak fell just short of a main event title last year. It's been an amazing run since then, but at this main event he falls short again. Another impressive run for the French pro. We'll see you next year. Benjamin Pollak.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh yeah!
Wheels are coming off. That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that fight?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
The allure of Las Vegas and all it has to offer is what brings so many players to the World Series of Poker and to the main event in particular. Such a spectacle, always full of drama. Joe Cada knows drama, though he's changed his game since he won it all back in 2009.
My game from 9 years ago to today is a little bit different. 2009, I was able to get away with a little bit more, open a little bit more hands, not get punished as much. I wasn't a known player, I was a younger kid, so a lot of people didn't really push back at me too much.
How about Jack 3-3?
Jack on the turn.
I didn't know you could negotiate the board.
I'm greedy. Me too. Also, the year I won, I was never all into the final table. Like I was all in on the final table a lot of times, but day 1C, I ended with the chip lead, and I was like double average the whole tournament. This tournament's been the complete opposite.
Small one. Call.
Joe Cada on the precipice of becoming the youngest world champion ever.
It's quite a different experience. A lot less hands than I played in 09, so it's a lot different.
And that 7 will end it. Joe Cada rewrites poker history. Cada here with the other 2 9s in the deck as his championship hand. Alex Haro open raise with 7s. On the left of the screen is Rich Zhu with ace-10 suited. Joe on the button.
Cada sitting on 21 big blinds here.
And all those blinds are in the middle. Daniel Chang in the small blind gives it up. Peter Lee in the big blind folded. Back to Haro now with the 7s.
This would be for almost half of his stack. 32-year-old co-founder of a family networking app.
Haro makes the call. Zhu gets out of the way. A dream scenario for Cada here.
I always root for the short stack, but is it okay if I root against the former champion? I'm just kidding. Good luck, man. Good luck.
9s versus 7s.
Cada at risk.
Whoa. I was thinking like 9 deuce deuce or something. You already won a hand off me.
9 deuce deuce, that would be the sickest beat you ever did.
My turn for this
one.
one.
Maybe. 9 deuce deuce, 7s.
Cada at risk. Here is the flop.
It becomes 9 deuce deuce deuce.
Cada good.
All clean for Cada.
King 10-4.
I had ace-10. Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah, Rich Zhu had a 10. He could have busted Joe.
What are you doing?
Ooh.
No help to Haro. Cada 1 card from a much-needed double-up.
Only a 7 would end Joe Cada's main event.
The river card is the ace of clubs. Cada makes the 9s work again. Not worth $8 million yet, but it's a step in the right direction.
Bearded Joe Cada, a tougher player than never needing a shave Joe Cada was. That's a fact.
And the shove forced Rich Zhu to fold. He would have made aces up and knocked Cada out. As you see, it's not easy to follow up a main event win. The second best finish in the last 14 years was Raymer in 05.
And Raymer impressively finished 25th the year after he won the main event.
We've lost another player, and a great one at that. 3-time bracelet winner Brian Yoon knocked out by Paulo Gonçalves holding aces.
He is a tough out. The field just got weaker.
And we have a Jan Mock sighting. The Czech player has appeared on our leaderboards from time to time, but his short stack is now at risk and way behind 2 big hands. Aram Zobian on the left, 3-bet with ace-king of hearts. Artem Metalidi has pocket kings, and now Mock awaiting his fate with ace-10.
Metalidi, 29-year-old Ukrainian pro.
And Metalidi moves all in for over 10 million, and Zobian makes the call. Look at all the chips in the middle.
And Mock takes his shades off and has his main event life flash in front of him, but continues to listen to Led Zeppelin.
Metalidi and Mock at risk.
Oh, now he's no longer listening to Led Zeppelin and is watching an ABBA music video.
There's the flop, and the pocket kings are still good for Metalidi.
Actually, he might have been playing HQ Trivia. He looks pretty happy. And you know, if you have a scarf around your neck, I don't think you want headphones around your neck. I don't understand people today.
Turn card 5 of clubs, Jan Mock drawing dead. He knows his main event's over.
Stick around for the river. You never know.
Now the business between the two big stacks. Another low ball card secures that huge win for Metalidi and his pocket kings as Jan Mock will cash out with his best ever live score.
He's wearing a backwards baseball cap. Maybe he wants to invest in my company.
Arm Zobian gave up a ton but is still above average as Artem Metalidi is the main event chip leader with 39 players remaining. So much money, so much prestige, so much history. That's what makes the main event what it is today. 39 players remain in the hunt for that elusive gold bracelet. 10 million in your stack right now is just average. Go into the field on the left. Shannon Shore just ran his ace-jack into the aces of Samuel Bernabeu. Shore knows all too well the dire situation he is in for his main event life.
Shore trying to relax, awaiting his fate on the flop. Super dry, always has the nuts.
Bernabeu trying to knock out the talented Shannon Shore. Here is the flop. 5, 6, 9. Shore now needs a miracle. He's got the less than symbol, Norman.
This is Shannon Shore's 70th World Series cash, still without a bracelet.
The turn card tray of clubs, that is official. Shannon Shore drawing dead.
And Shannon leaving the house with haste.
Yep, Shannon will continue his quest for a World Series bracelet another time. And with that knockout of Shannon Shore, Bernabeu from Spain sits with an average chip stack right now. Watch the biggest live events in poker throughout the year, including the World Series of Poker, World Poker Tour, Super High Roller Bowl, and more, exclusively on PokerGO. Subscribe today at PokerGo.com. 2 more knockouts to go before another pay jump. The price of busting will soon be almost $250,000. Back at our feature table now, we join a slow motion Ricardo Sousa decision in progress.
Yeah, if you need to defrost your freezer, now might be a good time.
Peter Campo opened with Queen Jack. Sousa in the big blind with 10-7 of hearts, about a quarter of the average stack, and he does make the call.
Sousa, 44-year-old Brazilian businessman. Campo, 39-year-old poker pro from Waterford, Connecticut.
These two will see a flop. Sousa catches middle pair. Campo picks up an open-ender. Sousa has the action. He does check.
The odds of these two playing a hand together at the 2018 main event were approximately 4,880,100,000 to 1.
Campo, 39-year-old Army vet from Connecticut. He owns a World Series circuit ring, bets 400,000.
Sousa has 26 bigs behind. He might want to play for all of it right here with middle pair and a backdoor flush draw.
And he makes the call.
Campo doesn't have a hand yet, and he's covered by Sousa. He doesn't want to play for all of it here.
Turn card now. Campo's got a hand. Hits his king high straight to drop the hammer on Sousa. Sousa checks again.
Campo with 3 options here. Check behind or bet it.
What's the third option?
All right, he could also start saying happy days are here again, but that's probably a tell.
700,000 is the bet from Campo.
Well, Sousa's going to take his time, so let's do some housekeeping. Sousa is from Brazil, which had the 5th most entrants at this year's main event. The U.S., Canada, the United Kingdom, and France were the top 4. The U.S. had 73% of the 7,874 entrants.
Would it surprise you if I told you there were 2 entrants from the Isle of Man this year?
That would surprise me because the Isle of Man sounds like a fictional nation.
No, its capital is Douglas.
Now you're just showing off. Douglas.
Sousa really likes his pair of 10s. He makes that call.
Sousa makes the call, and we return to live action.
River card now, tray of clubs. Sousa was already drawing dead. He checks a third time.
Campo might shove here, though he no longer has the nuts with the board pairing.
I'm all in.
Yeah, a shove. And now Sousa with the decision, believe or no.
And while he's trying to figure out if Campo is bluffing or not, one more stat. In 2003, the moneymaker year, there were 839 entrants. 15 years later, California alone had 1,009 entrants at this main event. Poker is still booming.
Sousa makes the call. Campo with a complete double up to 6.6 million.
Yes, Sousa very disappointed. Campo very relieved. He doubles up, as you say, and the Brazilian loses most of his stack.
Sousa went with his read for some reason, not trusting Campo. Maybe the result of earlier hands they played together, who knows? But he has a very short stack, while Peter Campo now with almost 7 million.
I feel badly for Sousa, but you know, if he weren't playing here, I believe the main event would have ended maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
Sousa now sits with just 8 big blinds in front of him. Without a comeback, that one word will haunt Sousa for a long time. For Campo, a gift to help him on his way. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton. Aram Zobian enjoying some time on the rail with Damian Salas. It's last year's 7th place finisher.
Salas isn't still in a hand, is he?
No, he's not. We head back to the feature table corral. Joe Cada, one of the tables there. He's got an average stack, about 10.5 million. He won a bracelet this summer. All good for the kid. As a public service reminder, P-Town always has the nuts. A little earlier, Joe Stapleton caught up with Cao Seichao.
So I'm here with Cao Seichao. First of all, Cao, congratulations on making it this far in the main event so far. Second of all, I can only assume your buy-in was paid for by the Tourism Commission for the city of Portland. Why are you repping Portland so hard?
That's where I'm from. I mean, I've been there for 39 years. I love the city of Portland. I love the Blazers. I love Damian Lillard. You know, Damian, don't leave Portland. We need you, all right?
I assume that you were going to say Arvydas Sabonis.
I love Arvydas, too. One of my, greatest player I love from Portland is also Clyde Drexler, you know?
Clyde the Glide, I know that one.
Yes. He was one of the best, and he's one of my favorite players.
Well, they say the dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. The dream of the main event is still alive with Cao Seichao. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Portland, for all your support. Love you.
Have you ever met anyone who loves their city more than Cao Seichao? Give this guy a key to the city already.
He's got the action, and he's got the nuts so far with ace-9. Clayton Fletcher raised with 8-5. Rian called with 5 trays suited. Go get him, P-Town. Cao now with a 3-bet to 950,000. Rich Zoo folds. So action back to Clayton Fletcher now.
And Fletcher caught with his hand in the P-Town cookie jar. The red light is flashing, Clayton. Time to get off this stage.
The jig is up, sir. And he does fold now to Rian.
Rian with baby connectors, also known as suited squadouche. I wouldn't stick around here. Then again, I wouldn't wear that jacket and hat in Las Vegas in the summer.
Well, we know this guy can be very creative. And wow, I like this guy, Norman. He makes the call for 600,000 more.
He's flop-domistic.
All right. Here is the flop, 8 deuce king. Neither connects.
Well, P-Town plus C-bet equals Seichao saying, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya.
Ace high is best, 1,000,001 with a much bigger stack.
Tough to continue here. Rian could float it. I was the first in my family to double float a flop.
How do you double float a flop?
If you've got to ask, you wouldn't understand the answer.
Well, 5 tray is not best, but it's worth a call.
He's up to no good.
Turn card, another 8, and it's a heart. So Rian now with a flush draw. Seichao now checks.
And this is where you're supposed to take it away. Even if you're called here, you've got outs.
Nerat was looking for something to hang a bet on, and he found it here on the turn. $1,775,000.
I wouldn't continue if I were Cal. Then again, I just have one small tattoo of General George Patton on my right buttock.
B-Town with the fold. Nice pokering by Nerat Rien.
Man, I hope I stay in this tournament just to watch you two play each other.
Wow, Cal. Sorry about that. Maybe Stapes is bad luck, or maybe you just need to stick with your game and only play the nuts. 38 remain. Artem Metalidi with the chip lead right now, holding almost 24 million. And with pocket sevens, there he is. He called the shove by Henrik Hecklin, banking on queen 10 to save his main event. Hecklin flopped to 10.
Only 11 players from Denmark in this main event. Two of them, Hecklin and Frederick Brink, remain with just 5 tables left.
Turn card. King of Diamonds gives Metalidi a flush draw. Not a happy sight for Hecklin.
Yeah, Hecklin was dodging 2 outs. Now it's 11 outs with that flush draw out there.
The river card. Another diamond. Hecklin jumped ahead, but is 4 flushed out of the game.
Runner, runner, flush, ouch. I think we've seen everyone with earbuds bust. Earbuds, man. Bad juju.
Metalidi cannot be stopped. What a chip stack he has amassed. Let's jump back to the featured table where Peter Campo has raised with ace-queen suited. From early position, Martijn Garrits, though, with kings.
Garrett's a 35-year-old poker player / investor from the Netherlands.
Garrett's 3-bet Ryan Fan on the button, 10-7.
He says he can't believe how calm, relaxed, and focused he is on day 6. I hope he is focused right now on the fact that he has 10-7 off and is wasting our time.
Either that or he has some nefarious thoughts.
Well, actually, he's wasting his chips. It looks like he's putting together an ill-timed 4-bet.
This guy is fearless, Norman. There is the 4-bet to over $2.5 million.
Well, I know Sousa's going to waste our time. It's been 4-bet. He has 9-8 off with just 8 bigs left. There's got to be a better spot than this, no?
A lot of chips in the pot already is what he's thinking, and he does go all in. Well, Fan has him beat, at least.
I think Sousa is using GPS, not GTO.
Frederick Brink folds his big blind.
What a sweet spot for Garrett's.
With the pocket kings.
Garrett's is staying at Bellagio. How do I know that? He's wearing their 5th floor carpet.
Garrett's has Sousa all in. He's got Fan getting busy with 10-7. What a spot for the kings here.
Well, Sousa's work is done. He can go refresh himself and wait. But I'm not sure what we're waiting for. If Garrett's travel visa expires before he acts, I believe he has to forfeit his hand. Would you want to take that chance? Maybe he's punishing Sousa for being slow.
Maybe, but I'd understand if Sousa took his time. We're on a money jump. If he does outlast one more player, he earns an extra $41K, but Garrett's has the bigger stack, and he's the one stalling. It seems awfully intentional.
I'd say while we were young, but we're no longer young.
All in. All in.
Thank you.
There is the shove. Ryan Fan says playtime's over. And so the kings against Sousa's 9-8.
Well, Garrett's can't believe what he sees.
Neither can Sousa.
I took very long because of the pay jump.
Garrett's has an explanation for everything.
It's in your favor. This was in your favor.
Yeah.
There's like a 40K pay jump. So how long I waited, how better for you.
I don't believe him. He's guilty of something.
Well, bottom line, Sousa at risk, and it's a bleak flop for Ricardo Sousa.
Yeah, Sousa needs a runner, something.
Turned card, Jack of Hearts. Sousa misses. He's drawing dead. His main event is over here on day 6.
I time bank because of the pay jump. Yeah. Because if he have aces, same feels good.
Sousa moving pretty quickly now.
Sousa missed out on the pay jump, but Garrett's missing almost nothing, up to almost 13 million, just shy of the top 10. With that elimination, we're down to 36 players, 4 tables of 9. Metalidi in first, Labatt in second, and first-timer Nick Mannion in third. To reach the last few tables of the World Series of Poker main event is improbable.
I feel very lucky.
Lucky just to be here.
To do it more than once, unimaginable. In 2015, Clayton Fletcher finished in the top 100.
I got 96th place a couple years ago, and I was like, when are they going to interview the comedian?
In 2016, John Sen finished 11th.
John Sen needs a jack or queen.
And in 2009, Joe Cada won it all. Joe Cada rewrites poker history. Now, as day 6 comes to a close, they've all caught lightning in a bottle twice. Who knows what's next?
I never want this to end. I hope when it does, I have a bracelet on my wrist.
The Las Vegas electrical storm has passed. The main event is fully operational. We continue our day 6 coverage. Lon McCarron here with Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton, bringing you all the big moments on the way to the final table and to crowning a champion.
It's a lot easier to remember everyone's name at this table. I was making a joke that sometimes I have a hard time remembering people's names. Now it's a lot easier.
Joe, I can tell you, it's a lonely place when nobody gets the joke. I know how that feels.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing the stand-up thing.
I know how that feels, believe me. Happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Joe Cada, perhaps the most relaxed player in the room. He's been here before.
The odds of Cada winning the 09 main event and this main event are 1 in 51 million. Chew on that.
Stand-up comedian Clayton Fletcher sees his audience dwindling.
For the first time in his life, fewer people around Clayton is a good thing. Chew on that.
Joe and Clayton headline our featured table, but out in the field we have one of the chip leaders, 23-year-old Arm Zobian.
Is Providence that big that it needs a north? Chew on that.
You'll find Zobian 6th of the remaining 36 players. It's Ukrainian Artem Metalidi that leads the pack with 28 million. Cal Seychow is in 5th.
P-Town is in the house, but Seychow would bring down the house by winning it all.
At one of our side featured tables, Antoine Labatt, the big stacked French poker pro, opened with queens. Got a call from Peter Campo of Connecticut. And now in the big blind, in the red shirt, Argentine pro Andres Jekyll calls with pocket 5s. Campo seems to have missed his mark on the digital card reader. They'll see a flop. Well, some days, are yours. Labatt flops top set as Jekyll hits bottom set.
Jekyll and Labatt both slow play. If Campo has a set of jacks, I'll be a monkey's uncle and aunt.
Everyone acts like the flop is no big deal. 4 of diamonds on the turn.
Jekyll still slow playing. The scarf, by the way, can be to provide warmth, to hide your pulse, to blow your nose, or even to prevent you from saying anything stupid. What?
I think I know what to get you for Christmas. Labatt bets 675 with the set of queens. Campo gets out of the way. 675. And now Jekyll with the set of 5s.
And he has every reason to believe he is ahead with his set of 5s. Set over set has changed more lives than indoor plumbing.
Jekyll reaching for those lavenders worth 100K each, leaps into action. Unfortunately, he's on the edge of a cliff.
The scarf also can be to hide your ear-to-ear smile when you have the best hand. What a spot for Labatt. There's not even a flush draw out there.
Jekyll's stack is no match for Labatt's 23 million to start the hand. Just a call from Antoine.
Jekyll seems content. Unless a 5 comes on the river, his life is about to be filled with discontent.
It is the 8 of spades.
And both these guys have to love that board for their hands.
Yeah, no reason for Jekyll really to slow down here. By the way, Ryan Fan on the right doesn't have the chip lead, but those are pretty chips he's put together. And now a bet of 3.8 million from Jekyll.
Labatt has Jekyll easily covered. He might put them all in right here. The only hands that beat Labatt would be a 6-7 or a 9-10 for a straight.
Just a call from Labatt. Jekyll turns over his set.
Just a call?
Yeah, just a call.
Well, that's more conservative than a Rush Limbaugh dinner party.
Well, Jekyll's reaction was like, dude, you could have had my stack. Here we are, very late on day 6, and from the looks of it, play has tightened up a bit. Thoughts, Norman, on how to best approach turning day 6 into day 7? Is tight always right?
The only person, place, or thing that was always right was my first wife. Except when she told me to pay my overdue University of Maryland parking tickets, which I will never do, out of a principle instilled in me while at College Park. Question authority at all costs. But I digress. Where were we?
Is tight always right? Should Antoine Labatt have raised with top set?
Day 7 of the main event is anything but a day of rest, so as we approach it, best get into gear. This is no time to shrivel up like a Maryland terrapin. Raise it up like it's 1999 and never look back.
Antoine probably could have gotten more from Jekyll, but tough to argue with the guy leading the main event late on day 6.
How did he not put in a raise on that last hand?
I agree. Kao Seichao has joined our lineup at the featured table in seat 3. Not that you'd miss seeing him.
Now you guys want to play this show one game? No, I still don't qualify.
I don't care. I'll do it.
I mean, I'm game.
I'm down.
I mean, those are the two that really need to make the decision.
Yeah. You guys want to play the show one game?
No.
The comedian said no.
Come on,
Get
man.
out of here, dude. He's just joking.
Just joking.
I like that. That was a good joke.
I know, right?
Yeah, you killed that.
If I don't
You have backup?
cash for this, yeah.
That's how you became homeless, though. Now you're catching your groove. You're trying to be a comedian.
Most comedians I know are homeless.
Life experience kind of changes everything for your brain. It clicks.
I've actually thought about if I could do it. I don't know, man. Do put together one stand up. I feel like it'd be really.
I'll help you.
It'll take a long time.
I don't think I ever would try it, but I just thought about
Greg Raymer did stand up briefly in college.
I hear you.
Seichao raised with ace-king. Jason Gooch with king-queen of hearts. Third main event, second cash for the Texan.
33-year-old pro.
On.
Says all in.
Shoves with 17 bigs.
I like you, Jason.
Johnson with a suited ace into the muck. Alex Haro suited Jack 10. That plays against a gaggle maybe, but
that's 3-3, 3-4.
not so well against a shove, perhaps.
That's a pretty hand, but not pretty enough for almost 2/3 of his stack.
A quick call from Seichao.
Hey, Jack. Got king, queen.
Gooch at risk.
I think I'm more in this one.
yeah, dude. I think you're ahead.
Nice Jack. Jack
You're
10
suited,
Jack 9.
P-Town always has it.
Gooch at risk and behind. Gooch at risk and ahead with top pair, but Seichao with a Broadway draw and one live overcard.
Yeah, but that stings right now for Cal. He stands to lose 20% of his chips.
Not the worst flop.
Turn card 9 of diamonds. Gooch still good. One more street to get by for Gooch to double.
I'm not too upset about this one.
Only an ace or a jack knocks out Gooch.
The river card is an ace, and that will end the 2018 main event for Jason Gooch.
Nice to meet you, thank you.
If I bust, let's go party, yeah?
Gooch's 12th World Series cash, by far his biggest.
36th place, worth over 230 grand for Jason Gooch. Well done.
Hardly even got to play with you.
Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
P-Town rules this house.
He keeps finding ways to win here at the main event.
Give me some knuckle or what? Huh? All right. Anytime you want knuckle, you can have some knuckle. P-Town's in the house, baby. P-Town is Got a rent, right? Got a rent. So horrible.
It was dicey after the flop, but the river flowed right to P-Town's front door.
The best poker content on the internet.
Your super high rollerball 7 champion.
Oh yeah!
Wheels are coming off.
That's the craziest hand I've ever seen. What was that bite?
Go to get.pokergo.com/YT24 for $20 off a new annual subscription.
Just about everything going right for Cal. Say chow. Need a 7-outer on the river, no problem. Norman, is Pete Town in the house?
Yes, yes he is.
And Pete Town's bank holds almost $21 million in deposits right now. Another player still enjoying this main event is John Sen, whose life has seen its share of twists and turns.
I went to school at Indiana University. My first job out of college was for a logistics firm, and then decided to just go full-time poker. When my mom found out, she was pretty devastated. I knew I wasn't happy in the corporate world. I just wanted to have more freedom. 2016 was really incredible. Every night I went to bed thinking that I was just gonna bust early the next day, and then I just kept making it to the next day. After my big score, I ended up playing in a lot of big games and doing poorly. But my plan to be homeless and go travel is just something that I'm kind of wanting to do.
Almost actually. Same clothes you had on yesterday.
Usually it lasts a couple months, but this time I did want to do a much longer, extended traveling trip. And this cash is definitely gonna make things easier for me.
The man without a fixed address right now was taught how to play poker in high school by the pastor at his church. Man, that's the church I've been looking for my whole life.
John Sen, calling himself homeless. He wants to travel, see the world while he plays some poker. Danny Tang, born in the UK, lives in Hong Kong, playing cards for a living. 25-year-old with ace, deuce, offsuit on the button.
It worked last time.
That's the friendliest stick-up I've ever seen.
John Sen next in line is a small blind. 1/3 the chip, says Tang. A raise to 410,000. The blinds right now at 100 and 200,000 with a 30K ante. Sen with a bigger ace.
Sen graduated from Indiana with a double major in finance and supply chain management. Supply chain management is one tough field to break into.
It's all who you know. Sen is all in.
That's the widest all-in I've ever seen.
It's a style point.
In the big blind, Alex Haro.
Why do you think I think so long about the hand? I gotta figure out.
He folds.
How will I go all in? Yeah.
It would be for 1/3 of Tang's stack.
He does fold. Sen adds almost $1 million to his small chip stack.
That means we might get to see another exciting, creative all-in.
I don't know if I could think of any more. I'm out.
Come on, dude. The public needs you.
Orbits to wait.
I got a min raise from now on.
The public needs you.
I can't go all in.
Your fans are counting on it. Good all in.
John Sen does manage to change things up when he decides to commit all his chips.
That's standard. There's the slide.
Right now?
The goalposts.
They're different every time.
It's a style point.
Why do you think I think so long about the hand? I gotta figure out
how will I go all in. Yeah.
John has the action on the button with ace-jack. Nirat Rian raised under the gun with pocket nines. Daniel Tang still refusing to smile, but called with Australian pocket nines, a.k.a. pocket sixes.
I'm all in.
John shoves again, verbal only.
He's got 20 bigs.
Count, please. 4 million something.
I lied about not going all in. I just said I wasn't gonna go all in.
Rian raised under the gun, which usually signals a very strong hand, yet Sin puts his main event on the line knowing Rian is probably strong, so Rian's thinking, man, how strong is he? It would be for 30% of his chips.
He says all in. He wants Sen to himself. Again, Tang folds. And Sen was probably okay with it either way, getting a caller or getting a folder.
Did you have an eight?
They both decide to gamble, and the man with no fixed address is at risk.
What the? Don't do that, dude. Should I go? Should I leave?
9 of spades.
Give him the 9 of spades.
That is one casual at-risk player.
Please. Please give him.
There's the flop, John Sen at risk. And Johnson has life with the ace, but Rian with a heart draw and 2 cards to come.
I'm very nervous right now.
It's not a big flip or anything.
Huh?
In terms of dollars.
No, I've never run this good in flips, in tournament, in anything. Like, it's insane how good I'm running.
Sin still ahead, both players sweating the river card.
Sin looking to avoid a 9 or a heart to stick around.
The river card is a black tray, and that guarantees Sin's double up. And in quick fashion, Sin, a dangerous player, is building a stack.
Nice hand, John.
Thank you.
When Sin is all in, he is one cool customer.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
Made it interesting, all those hearts out there, didn't it?
Oh yeah, always a sweat.
It's got to be interesting.
You say that now.
Can't just flop quads and have no sweat.
Hey, if it flopped like a rainbow, it might river a 9 or something, you know?
33 players still in the hunt for Amazon Room Gold. Zobian leads with 31 million. John Sin on top of the world with his 9 million right now. Next door, Peter Campo raised with ace-king. Ivan Luca called with ace-queen. Antoine Labatt with his monster stack as pocket jacks in the small blind.
Ace-queen has no chance. Jacks have no chance. Let's just save time and award the pot to Campo's ace-king right now. It's like the new intentional walk rule in baseball. Why throw the pitches?
I like it. Big Stack not thinking like you, though, Norman. Former competitive chess player does 3-bet to almost $1.9 million. Furrowed brow from Campo now to Brink. Brink with pocket kings, the Danish restaurateur with the tastiest hand in a succulent spot.
Just look at these hands. This is a remake of Natural Born Killers. Brink in the big blind. It's been raised, called, and 3-bet in front of him. He's only got 20-odd big blinds. This has got to be Heidi-ho.
Surveying his potential victims.
All in.
Heidi-ho. Now to Campo, who has Brink covered barely. It's ace-king of hearts.
Yeah, if he's up against aces or kings, it's a bad spot. Hard to call, hard to fold.
Ivan Luca just behind him with ace-queen. Waiting to fold, it looked like. And he says all in. Luca gives way. Labatt now with the biggest stack at the table with a decision with his jacks.
Yeah, Labatt can afford it, but he can fold this. Pocket jack's so unlikely to be the best hand here.
Labatt does call with the jacks, but he's brought a Prius to the Indy 500 as Brink holds the kings. So what a moment for Frederick Brink here.
You know I'm rooting for you, okay?
Sorry?
You know I'm always rooting for you.
Yeah, I know.
He'll be in great shape if he can make it hold.
It is holding so far. Campo gets no love with the ace-king all in. Turn card. 8 of hearts, all suits check in. Campo on the edge of elimination.
Campo in an upbeat mood on the edge of elimination.
A jack on the end for Labatt would send 2 players home. The river card, the queen of diamonds. Brink will take that monster pot. Peter Campo knocked out here on day 6. A double up and more for Frederick Brink.
Yep. I think I beat you. I so.
For Peter Campo, a watershed moment, his biggest ever poker payday. Frederick Brink now with almost 14 million. For Peter Campo, a main event well played.
That gave me I can feel that gave me a little adrenaline. Yeah, I feel alive now.
The bracelet is tantalizingly close for the remaining 32 players. Less than 0.1% of the field remains as a prize of $8.8 million looms. Neerad Rian with career World Series winnings that are less than the 10K main event buy-in, Norman.
We do not know his age. I'll put him at over 21 and under 91.
Average stack right now, 12.3 million. Near Rian with ace-9 and a raise.
Cal Se Chow's tattoos all are old enough to play in the main event.
He folds an ace. On the button, Rich Zhu with pocket jacks, born in China, an electrical engineer.
I play with Rich a lot at Hollywood Park in LA. He always has that jacket, and he always has a lot of chips.
Players applauding the announced names of the main event departed. Rich called. Danny Tang in the big blind, unsmilingly folds. So 2 players, Rian with ace-9 against the jacks. There is a 9 for Rian, but Zhu still with the best hand.
Almost all of Rian's tournament cashes have come in Jacksonville or Las Vegas. Anywhere else in the country, you can beat him.
Zhu with the best hand with the jacks. Zhu with 12 World Series cashes to this point here in 2018.
He's a wonderful mixed games player. He just dabbles in hold'em.
He does call with the best hand. Turn card now. Deuce of clubs. Zhu still good.
This is the pose Rian took when he auditioned for the role of a criminal suspect who did not want to be interrogated on Law & Order SVU.
He got a piece of the board, so he's still betting. 1 million this time.
This is one of the problems with pocket jacks. It seems like you're always having to navigate an ace, king, or queen on the board.
Rich undeterred so far. They will see a river. 8 of hearts. Zhu is best with the jacks, and so he has full confidence in them.
Rian also maintains this pose for any job interview, and he has not worked for many years.
1.3 million now from Rian.
Boy, Rian never stopped firing.
King is good. King is good.
I don't have king.
Rich Zhu held on with those jacks, and his read was true.
Rich Zhu collecting some Rian chips, and now Rich up to over 17 million chips. Tough hit to Rian's stack. He started with about 10 million, lost about 3.5 million to Rich Zhu, who may have found the secret, Norman, to playing pocket jacks. Hang on and pray. The cash game regular is enjoying his deepest run of his main event career and won his first bracelet this year.
He won that bracelet on his 72nd World Series cash. 6 times before that, he had finished 2nd or 3rd.
So we are all actually getting paid per hour.
Where you say you're from?
Homeless.
Homeless? I didn't know there was a town called Homeless.
If there is, I don't know of it.
He is not homeless, he is without a home.
Gypsy.
Haro raised it up.
I've been living in LA.
LA?
Yeah.
Everybody lives in LA.
You must know this guy.
Cada folds his button.
LA.
Danny Tang with queens.
He looks familiar.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys ran across.
Yeah, he's a baller.
You in LA, you guys run across each other.
He's actually my uncle.
Do I really look that old?
Tang lives in Hong Kong. That's as crowded as LA, but we have better Chinese food.
He solemnly re-raises to 1.7 million.
I'm all in.
Haro re-raises all in with King Jack, and here comes Tang with the queens. Haro at risk and behind right now.
Good luck, guys. I don't know who's shorter, so I don't know who I'm rooting for, but good luck, guys.
Haro pushed with 30 bigs left. He dropped out of Pomona College to start his own company, and it's a successful one, Life 360.
Okay.
Oops.
With the queens, Tang trying to knock out Alex Haro. And there's a jack for Haro, just a down payment to his double up.
Could be worse.
Yeah, not the worst. Not the worst you could hope for.
Tang as expressionless comes.
Turn card. Haro at risk and sweating it. He's got a flush draw now.
Spicy!
Johnson's running so well, he thinks he can call the river for hands he's not even in. Tang still ahead, still expressionless. Haro picked up a bunch of new outs here.
Or a king.
Or a jack.
Or a jack.
The river card. Oh, it's the long shot jack on the river for Haro to win it and double up.
And Tang surrenders 80% of his stack.
Sorry, dude.
2 words no one wants to hear after a poker hand.
Haro took a long road to winning that hand.
Queen's cracked.
It's painful, man. It's not over yet.
Alex will sit down behind nearly 7 million chips. One moment you're planning your exit, the next you're right back in the game. What a river card. The skill in poker is undeniable, but on some days the cards just don't fall your way. The remaining 32 players trying to ride Lady Luck and their skill all the way to the final table. At our outer feature table, Martijn Garrits flopped an open-ender and 3-bet Andres Jekyll all in. He holds top pair, his tournament life at stake. Little disappointed to see those jeans with Garrett's garish top. Jekyll at risk right now. And that's a fun card for everyone but Jekyll. Garrits with a straight flush draw.
Jekyll just a 2-1 favorite to survive this river.
And the river card. Yowza! Oh, maximum pain. Garrits with the straight flush. And with that, Andres Jekyll becomes a 2018 main event statistic. A great run for the Argentine pro, 32nd place, earning him 230 large.
Meanwhile, the Bellagio carpet is accumulating chips.
Garrett's over 18 million now. He was a semifinalist in the 10K Heads-Up Championship this year. The next payout not far off, a bump of over 50 grand in the offing. Back at center ring, Clayton Fletcher, the funny man with a raise.
Fletcher is a comedian. That's mostly indoors. Say Chow's a landscaper. That's mostly outdoors. My good friend William Stevenson, stand-up comic, did used to work the park in Greenwich Village on Sundays. That's outdoor stand-up.
Say Chow with a bigger ace. Fletcher raised under the gun to $500,000. And with a single red mini frisbee, that's a call. Now to Danny Tang on the button with ace-8 off.
Tang with an ace and only 6 bigs left, but it's a weak ace and there's already been a raise and a call in front of him. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
And he won't like it if he does move all in with 2 bigger aces already in the pot.
I feel like it's almost like we're clapping because he's out, you know? It's like,
I mean, still.
All in.
Those are movable chips, and here they come.
And he declares all in.
John Sin in the small blind. Folds. Haro in the big. Folds another ace-8.
All in.
Fletcher says all in. He wants Tang to himself.
No hesitation from Fletcher with 24 bigs. I don't like that. But that might knock Say Chow out of the pot. I would probably fold if I were him. He's got to be behind here most of the time.
An excellent plan if it works, and Cal does give it up.
P-Town had the nuts and didn't know it.
Fletcher can knock out Tang's ace-8.
I had them both.
You folded the nuts?
I think it's fine. I would.
I mean, I have 6 big blinds.
Yeah.
That flop dances around Tang's kicker. Fletcher with that strong move to fold out Say Chow.
Very little hope here for Tang. Man, P-Town had the nuts.
He did. Tang looking for some help, and he got some with a straight draw.
7 outs now for Tang. Tang will need a 7 or an 8, or he is wamboozled.
The river card. Another 5. Fletcher's kicker will play. It will spell the end to the main event for Danny Tang.
Vitamin C ya.
Danny Tang, 31st place. He proved once again that he's a very strong player. He'll find reason to smile at the payout cage.
Nice shove, man. I had you all.
What you had, 4s?
No, I had ace-jack.
Oh, ace-jack. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No wonder no ace hit.
Yeah,
We all had him.
he had an ace also.
Yeah, one too.
Yeah, I tossed ace-8.
You had ace-8? Oh,
Yeah.
man. That was nice of you not to tell him.
A big pickup there for the stand-up comedian who found poker in a most unusual way.
Yeah, either way.
I folded his out.
I first started to pursue poker seriously in high school. So I was always kind of the kid in school that wanted to find ways to kind of hustle. And, you know, sometimes we would play poker during our lunch break. But what the other kids didn't know is that I have 2 brothers. And between them and my father and my uncle, my mom would have us all playing 7-card stud around the kitchen table. Like, I'm the only mom who would check raise my allowance.
Clayton says the 9 people at a poker table is a much bigger audience than he usually has in New York City for his stand-up act.
Clayton with 10-8 in the big blind. Rian raised under the gun with queen 10 of clubs. Fletcher defends his big blind. You know, I'm going to invite Clayton to my new Netflix show.
What show?
Comedians with Cards Eating Toffee. Here's the flop, 10-6 straight. Both catch top pair. Rian is best holding the queen.
A 10 on the flop always helps someone, Lon, courtesy of Don McHenry, fellow comic of Clayton's.
Fletcher checks to the razor. You know how much the mini Frisbee is worth, people at home.
Fletcher out-kicked here, but he's not going anywhere with top pair.
All in.
A check, raise, shove.
Wow. He puts Rian all in. Never saw that coming.
You never see anything coming.
Well, yeah, there's that.
How much you have?
Okay. Sure. It's about 6 or 7. 7.
So this is going to be 2 million, 3 million.
5.
No, that's 5 million. Excuse me, 5 million.
Similar stacks. Fletcher does have him covered by our count.
3-0.
Yeah, Fletcher.
I can't tell him what I have, can I?
Rian thinking Fletcher might push on a draw, maybe a combo draw like 8-9 of hearts.
Rian folds.
Clayton's comic aggression has earned him a couple of decent pots.
It really has. Well played.
Somebody clapping for me over there. I had you beat, man.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't have a flush draw. I didn't have a flush draw. I had you beat.
What you have?
I had 10.
10 what?
A good 10.
10 what? Yeah, 10 what?
I had 10, 8. Had you beat, right?
Yeah, 10-8.
Rian is not going to Clayton's next show.
All right, jumping to an outer table, we've got a pot of over 22 million up for grabs. Aram Zobian on the left with queens, trying to knock off the Spaniard Samuel Bernabeu, who's all in with king, queen of spades pre-flop.
Are you allowed to cover almost your entire face?
Don't your table mates insist on it?
Good for you.
Zobian has been on a dream run here on day 6 so far. There's the flop 6-deuce-10. All undercards do not help the cause for Bernabeu.
There are no tells to conceal when you're all in. Doesn't Bernabeu know that?
Turn card. 5 of spades. 3 outs and 3 outs only for Samuel Bernabeu.
Yeah, Bernabeu's got to have a king. But then again, maybe this isn't even Bernabeu.
River card. Zobian Rivers a set, puts another notch on his belt with a knockout of Samuel Bernabeu out in 30th place.
Oh, no, that's Samuel Bernabeu indeed. I recognize the haircut.
Oh, Zobian does it again, getting props from World Series circuit monster Valentin Vornicu. Now he is the chip leader with nearly 39 million. Watch the biggest live events in poker throughout the year, including the World Series of Poker, World Poker Tour, Super High Roller Bowl, and more, exclusively on PokerGO. Subscribe today at PokerGo.com. Back to the Rio in just a moment.
I had you beat, man.
What you have?
I had 10.
10 what?
A good 10. I had 10, 8. Had you beat, right?
Yeah, 10-8.
That moment in poker when you realize you laid down the winner. It happens, but it's not fun. Feature table chip counts by seat order. Seychow is tops among the 9. Fletcher has the button. Sin has the action. Sin has kings.
When you have no fixed address, pocket kings feel good.
A raise to 450,000.
Clayton, very smart. He keeps those pockets on his jacket unzipped so he can pull out an ace when he needs one.
Fletcher does have one. Ace-8 suited on the button. And that is a 3-bet to just over $1 million. Rian in the small blind. The man who will never trust Clayton Fletcher again. He makes way for Cal Seychow in the big blind. Pete Town looks down at a disappointing 9-6.
Pete Town don't play a 9-6 off.
So back to John Sin now.
How much are you playing approximately?
About 9 million.
9 million.
Sin is playing under 7 million.
Sizing for this raise to be will be key here.
Oh, are you allowed to take your chips back? Nobody ever told me that. You know how much money I could have saved over the years?
So with the pocket kings come the 4-bet. How much will it be? It is almost 2.4 million.
Well, 4 bets usually lead to 5 bets or to folds. I learned that when I was in the joint for that trumped up felony charge I couldn't dodge.
Trumped up? I don't think so.
Clayton has been pretty aggressive in marginal spots lately.
Well, that is a call.
I'm working on it, guys. Everybody give me a second. It's coming.
Well, this could be a get healthy moment for John Sin if his kings can hold. Here's the flop. Deuce 8 tray, top pair again for Fletcher, but again he's behind.
Yeah, Fletcher likes that flop, but he shouldn't. Sin likes that flop, and he should.
A bet of 1.6 million.
All in.
And all in. That would put Sin all in, and John gladly calls with the kings. Whoa, a dangerous misstep for Clayton Fletcher.
Good luck, brother.
You too.
Good luck to the two of you.
This time, Clayton's all-in move does not force the better hand out.
King would wrap it up.
You 3-bet bluff, then you get kings next hand?
I know, right? It's kind of, poker is weird.
If Fletcher can catch an out, he'll have a big-time chip stack. 6 of diamonds on the turn.
John's kings are still in the lead.
Should we root for a paired board? One of them makes you win.
1 in 4 chance, 25%.
Yeah.
Ace or an 8 knocks out John Sin.
The river card, the 7 of clubs. John Sin secures the double up with kings as Clayton Fletcher got overly ambitious at the wrong time.
Nice hand.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that the actual thing?
Remember when you used to be a short stack?
Huh?
So I remember when you used to be a short stack.
Clayton Fletcher now a short stack with 10 bigs.
Easier when you don't have to think about going all in or when you get kings.
Perfect flop.
Yeah, it really was. Really unlucky flop for you, lucky flop for me.
Sin's kings hold, Fletcher in a bind. Welcome back to the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino, day 6 of the World Series of Poker Main Event. Joe Stapleton has been tracking down some of our feature table players on the breaks earlier. He caught up with this almost 20 million chip man.
So I'm here with Richie Zhu. Richie, a resident of Los Angeles. I heard you at the table during the last level say that you don't think you're a very good player. Were you joking?
Yes, I was joking.
So where would you rank yourself amongst the players that are left?
Above average.
Above average or about average?
Above.
About average? Okay, well, I just want to let you know that you're headed up to the feature table.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You guys, I couldn't have said it better myself. Feature table, cool.
Rich just made a cool call from the small blind of 350,000 holding ace-queen after John Sin put his new chips to work under the gun with king-queen. They will see a flop of 8-7-8. Zhu checks.
Finishing 11th at the 2016 main event, that can be tough, so close to the final table. But Sin says it was more awesome than disappointing.
The pre-flop raiser continues for 400,000, even though he's the one with a dominated hand.
I ran into Zhu on one of the breaks of the mixed Omaha event this year. He asked how I was doing. I told him the usual, no chips. I asked how he was doing. He could have told me he was going to win because he did.
Sin bet less than a third of the pot and got called. Sin with a golden card on the turn to take the lead.
That's a fortunate turn of events for John Sin.
Zhu checks again. John Sin now with the best hand. 950, a little less than half the pot this time.
Rich Zhu can be sticky. He usually says, show me.
And there is a call.
I can't blame him for that call. Ace-queen could be good here. Of course, we know it isn't.
River card now. 10 of clubs. Zoo sees 5 blanks out there, and he checks a third time.
Sin will fire again, and we will see if Zoo is still sticky.
4 million chip pot. And this time John puts in $1.8 million. And Rich folds. Kings up for John Sin. More chips are coming his way.
Sin has a tell. He often rolls up his left sleeve when he wins a pot.
What kind of tell is that? He won the pot.
Electronic dance music? I'll pass. Give me Sinatra.
Maybe 11.
Don't look now, but the 2016 11th place finisher has become a day 6 force. A poker rush can happen in a snap. Oh, that's an idea. Lawn and Norman card protectors. Imagine the sales on our website that we don't have. So being over 40 million now. Back at our feature table, Haro folds, Ace-7, Clayton Fletcher, King, 10 of clubs. Under the gun +1, all in for just over 2 million.
Good hand to shove with just 10 big blinds for the comedian.
P-Town would love to have the nuts here. 10-4 suited. 10-4, check out. Zoo with King-Queen on the button.
He's got a lot of chips. This wouldn't be for much more than 10% of Rich's stack.
Rich Zoo does make the call with a dominating hand in position to knock off Clayton Fletcher around to John Sin. He folds 2 face cards, so Clayton Fletcher looking to get lucky.
Oh, man. Bad shape.
Bad shape indeed. Fletcher at risk and dominated.
Good luck, Clayton.
Thank you. I need it now.
By the way, Rich Zoo knocked out Maria Ho from the main event a couple of years back, and she somehow blames me.
She never takes responsibility. There's the flop, and Fletcher misses. He is quite the long shot.
Clayton just stares at that board and does not see anything promising.
Turn card 9 of diamonds, and that brings the comedian closer to a sad ending.
We had 10. Just a 10. Come on, one time. 10.
Will it be a 10?
No, it's a 6. That will do it. Rich Zoo takes the pot. Clayton Fletcher will take the walk.
His second top 100 main event finish in 4 years. Maybe he's better at poker than comedy.
28th place, over 230K for the non-pro. Pretty darn impressive. Rich Zoo stacks a late night pot. So we're down to 27. That would normally end action here, but there is play going on 2 other tables. At the outer table, one-time tournament chip leader Jordan Fox is all in with pocket jacks and all undercards on the board. Problem is, Michael Dyer in the blue made 2 pair on the turn. Fox needs help right now on the river.
Jack 10, deucer 8 for Jordan Fox to sit him back down.
And now the river card. That does nothing for Jordan Fox except end his main event here in 2018.
How much you got?
Jordan not sure he's out yet. He is.
The stacks were very close, so they will certify the count.
I love those balloons.
6, 7, 8, 11, 7, 10.
The likable Long Beach, California 31-year-old with his father behind him on the rail is done.
27th place for Jordan Fox. Houston's Michael Dyer gets all of Fox's chips and now has over 26 million.
I love those balloons.
Now to an outer feature table heavy pre-flop action after a raise to 5 million. First-timer Nick Mannion just folded pocket kings when Alex Linsky came over the top. Alex with aces.
Nick Mannion just folded kings pre-flop. Wow, how? And he was right.
Well done, Nick Mannion. That leaves Barry Hutter at risk against the aces holding pocket threes. Here is the flop. Nothing there for Hutter.
Who folds kings pre-flop? That's amazing. Barry Hutter, Las Vegas pro, was down to scraps with pocket threes and awaits his exit.
All right, here is the turn card, and it is a 3. Barry is living right with the set.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Barry Hutter will crawl into day 7. Probably.
The river card, 6 of hearts, and yes, Barry Hutter will be seen on day 7. What started as an insane pre-flop fold of kings by Nick Mannion ended with the 3s running down the pocket aces.
Hey, well done, everyone, for making day 7.
And Barry Hutter is still way short, but most importantly, he's still a name on the scoreboard. Yeah, he's not atop that leaderboard, but he's moving on. Everyone chasing Zobian, $41.5 million. Incredible.
Don't sleep on Nick Mannion. What a fold.
Eric Froelich is still a big stack.
Don't sleep on Sylvan Loosely. He's been here before.
And incredibly, Joe Cada looking for main event title number 2.
Hey, and don't sleep on Constantine Balin. He's Constantine Balin.
Let's get it down to Joe Stapleton right now. He is talking with Clayton Fletcher.
Clay, without focusing too much on what just happened right there, describe the ride for me.
It's like nothing else in the world. It's a great experience. There's nothing like the World Series of Poker anywhere on earth. It's been an unbelievable journey. I really never had a huge stack at any point today. It's been kind of hanging around average. Little misfortune at the end. All in all, the time of my life.
We are down to our final 3 tables. For Norman Chad and Joe Stapleton, I'm Lon McCarron. Day 7, here we come from the World Series of Poker.